right, ladies and gentlemen, you see the title. Let me get the Malcolms out. You see the title. Hey, can you go right there in that corner and give me that right? You see the title. Today, I'm bringing the broke down. Now, before we get started on the broke down, I want you to understand that this is not personal. I do not take things personal. Don't take it personal. Alright? That's all I want to say first. Don't take it personal. Okay? Well, come on in. Come on in. TikTok, share this video. TikTok, share this video. Go get my followers and get them on in here, man. We're going to hold on. We're going to wait a little bit. We're going to let them do their thing. We're going to let people come in. Today, we're going to discuss the RH antigens. Today, we're going to discuss the monkey gene. Today, we're going to discuss the variances. Today, we're going to try to figure out how and where they came from. And we're going to use, look at that. That's another one of them books I was telling y'all about. That's another one of them books I'm going to have to break on, get the broke down on. All right? Because it's too many stigmas about this monkey gene and where it came from. But according to science, that shouldn't even be happening. So we're going to definitely get down to the meat rat. You know how I do, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all know how I do. Give me my theme song. Y'all know how I do. Yeah, come on in. We talk about the monkey gene today. Come on in. We talk about how you got the monkey gene. Your man John Dennis Baptiste, we hold you accountable in court. Let's get in here. Why did you do it? Come on in, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to talk about the ghost hominid. We're going to talk about the Neanderthal variances. We're going to talk about the dog, the cow. We're going to talk about the pig, the rabbit. Over 100 million different insects and animals been infused in the human body. Get your butt on in here. That's where there's 763 different type of antigens, and we ain't going to talk about the RH antigens. Get your tail on in here, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all can glitch my screen all you want. We talking about the RH antigens today, and y'all know how I do. Y'all know how I do. Come on in. Y'all know what y'all gotta do. Tap that freaking screen. Come on, tap that freaking screen. Y'all know I ain't getting started till you tap that freaking screen. If you want to know how you got the monkey gene, tap that freaking screen. If you want to know where the antigens came from, tap that freaking screen. If you're human, come on, y'all know how I do. I'm only human, from flesh and blood. I may tap that screen. I ain't getting started till I see 1,000 in the chat. Only human, born to make mistakes. Come on, ladies and gentlemen, tap it. Let it M. Turn it down for the W's for the mound builders. Turn it down for the mound builders. The O negative is in the planet, ladies and gentlemen, the royal blood. I am without all these antigens, so it's possible that you can escape the wrath. But a lot of us didn't. Get your butt on in here. We hold them accountable today. Come on. We're only human, of flesh and blood. We're made. Come on, ladies and gentlemen. Come on in here. Come on in. Tap that screen. Human, born to make mistakes. Come on, ladies and gentlemen. Let them get some screen out. We don't care. We're only human, of flesh and blood. We're made. Tap that screen for your main man excavate. Let it turn it down for the W, the original ancient human in the building. We're going back at it again. We holding John Dennis Baptiste accountable for the variances, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go. We hold them accountable. Come on in. We holding them accountable today. You ain't getting away with that. Even though you're laying down, they say, don't speak on the dead. I ain't speaking on the dead. We got my man David Warmfresh speaking on the dead. Come on, ladies and gentlemen. Come on in. We're only human, of flesh and blood. We're made. If you're human, tap that freaking screen. Human, born to make mistakes. He made a big mistake, ladies and gentlemen. We talk about dogs, ladies and gentlemen. We talk about cows. We talk about rabbits. We talk about rats. We talk about pigs. We talk about apes and monkeys. Ladies and gentlemen, John Dennis Baptiste, God damn you. Let's go. Flesh and blood. Amen. Come on, ladies and gentlemen. Come on in. God damn it, we got him. We got his ass. Human. We're born to make mistakes. Tap that screen. Share this video. Bring my music back. You know it ain't time yet. We almost there, ladies and gentlemen. We got 800 in the chat. I need to see at least 1,000 in the chat before I even stop talking. Get your butt on in here. If you got the RH positive, get your butt on in here. If you got the A and B antigen, get your butt on in here. If you got the AB, get your ass on in here. If you got the O negative histo blood group, get your ass on in here. Y'all know how I do? Tap that freaking screen. Let's go. Humans born to make mistakes. And we make a lot of them. Yes or no? Yes or no? We make a lot of mistakes, ladies and gentlemen. Come on. We gonna correct some. You mess it up, clean it up. How about that? You mess it up, clean it up. Let's go. How'd that monkey gene get there? How'd that variances get there? How did you get all kind of different kind of diseases? We're going to talk about today. Let's go. Tap that screen. Share this video. Go tell your friends. Go tell your cousin, your little sister. June. Go get Pookie from the project. Tell him Escovay is back in class. He's teaching about ape the human, pig the human DNA. Let's go. I'm only human. Of flesh and blood, amen. John Dennis, goddamn you. Human, we're born to make mistakes. All right, cut it. We gotta hit fast. Cut it. Y'all really want to hear about this one. I see how fast the class. We got 1,100 in the chat. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something right now. Go ahead, push that follow on the channel. You know what I'm saying? To support this channel. Go ahead, hit that follow. Hit me with a heart me to join the ABO Amerindian Fan Club. If you want to help support the channel goal, you know what you got to do. You got to hit them donations because you ain't going to get this nowhere else. Who else taught you about this? Your main man, Escovay. Y'all know I keep it 100. Y'all know I give you the articles. Y'all know I give you the sites. Y'all know I give you the information and where you can go look it up yourself. Before I get started, let me pull out the Malcolms. Hold on. Ooh, I got to pull the Malcolms out, ladies and gentlemen. I got to pull the Malcolms out for the ape, the human, pig, the human DNA. Get your tail on in here because a lot of things. Thank you for joining the fan club. I appreciate you. A lot of things they've been telling us these days, man, amen. If you got common sense, if your IQ was above 15, you gonna know this don't make no darn sense what they're trying to say. Oh, animals can't mix with humans and humans can't mix with animals. Then explain that monkey gene, okay? If animals can't mix with humans, explain that monkey gene. Explain these Neanderthal variances. Explain the hominids that you said we got, the A and Bs. Explain it, because they ain't got no explanation for that. They ain't got no explanation for that. They coming up with all these theories and all that. We know for a fact that the human body is the strongest thing on the planet when it comes to genetics. We know that the human body can coexist on the earth with the earth. So we know that these animals, if you do it right, you can. How many people you know? How many people you know these days on the internet openly say they marrying their pets? It's a law that you can marry your pet. It's a law. So I want to say this first. We got 1,100 in the chat. Don't stop typing that screen yet. I want to say this before we get started. Because yesterday, somebody reported the live, felt some kind of way about the evidence. Now, I ain't say it myself. It was just evidential. And they going to get mad at your main man SFA for bringing out the evidence. And they want to report the live. So I'm going to say right now, for everybody that's in the chat, 1,200 shout out to the chat. If you feeling some kind of way, just leave. You ain't got to report your main man Escovay. You ain't got to try to get my channel restricted. You ain't got to try to get me shadow banned. Just leave. It's just that easy. If I don't like something that's being said, I'm going to leave. That's it. If somebody's doing something to me I don't like, vacate. If you see something, get up out of there. You don't have to stay, oh, I'm going to make sure Escovay doesn't tell the truth. Or I'm going to make sure that because he told me the truth about the monkey gene, now I'm feeling some kind of way because I got the monkey gene. I'm going to make sure he don't never tell nobody else again. That's not fair to the human community. That's not fair to those who want to know. That's not fair to those who are supporting the channel. That's not even fair to me. All right, that's not even fair to me. So I'm going to say it one more time. Shout out to all my revisited visitors. I'm going to say it one more time. If you don't like what's being said, just leave. It ain't that hard, ladies and gentlemen. Just turn the channel. You know how you watch TV? You be like, I don't like it. Man, this is boring. Turn the channel. TikTok got millions of channels. YouTube got millions of channels. Turn the channel. Shout out to everybody that came to my YouTube page. I appreciate you. They just turn the channel, ladies and gentlemen. It's not that hard. Shout out to the 1600. Keep tapping that screen. Share this video. Don't forget to follow. Don't forget to heart me. No further ado. Y'all know how I do. No further ado. We're going to talk about the monkey gene today and how you possibly got it. We're going to talk about the Neanderthal marriages and how you possibly got it. We're going to talk about what they're trying to say and what we know as human beings don't make no goddamn sense. You don't got to have an IQ of 130 to know that this is some bullshit they're trying to pass down to us. Do you know there's over 100? I don't even want to start yet. Let's go to the information. That makes sense? Y'all ready to get the information out? I see y'all already tapping the screen. Tap that screen. I tell you what. Look at this right here. Woo, baby. Y'all know how your main man, y'all know how the master teacher do. This is another one of them books. Letter M, turn them down for the W. Don't forget the pyramids for the mound builders. Don't forget the pyramids for the mound builders. Don't forget the X for the she or the Amaru. All right, don't forget that the Amaru, a.k.a. the Olmec, the indigenous American Indians. We already talked about the haplogroups. We already talked about those who don't belong to the haplogroups. We ain't going to talk about it today because they was banning the chat. They was spamming on that. They was reporting me spamming on me. I had to appeal it and say, hold on. All the evidence that's being brought out, I didn't say it, TikTok. I had to go ahead and get an appeal. They tried to ban you, boy. Now, I'm going to say right now, if you don't like what's being said, turn the channel. Because you can't ban me because I didn't say it. I got the evidence. I had to let TikTok know. Everything that's being said and proven is evidential through the National Institute of China, through the National Institute of Indonesia, through the National Institute of Albraka State, Nigeria, through the National Institute of North and South America, through the National Institute of Iran, and anywhere else I decide to pick up the National Institute or PMC, PubMed, or NCBI. So you could try to get me banned if you like. Good luck with that, because this is not my teachings. It's my teaching because I'm taking the science and I'm regurgitating it, but I ain't saying it. I'm declining everybody right now. I'm not letting nobody up just yet, but I didn't say it. I'm only finding it and I'm bringing it to you so you yourself can know. Letter M's, we got more letter M's in the chat. Shout out to you, the letter M's. Make sure you follow the channel for the letter M's. Turn it down, shout out for the W. Don't forget the mounds for the mound builders. Don't forget the mound for the mound builders. Now, everybody ain't going to have them mounds because I'm a part of the royal blood. But you can also be a part of the family. Shout out to the family, the letter M's. I appreciate you, man. Make sure you tap that screen. Now, let's get started, okay? No further ado. The first thing I want to read to you is, I'll show you what I got. I show you what I got, right? I show you what I got. I show you what I got. Make sense? Make sense? I show you what I got. I show you what I got. Let me go ahead and cite this correctly so I won't get no strikes or TikTok try to shadow ban a brother because some haters in the chat don't like what's being taught, okay? I'm going to say it one more time before I get started. Now, this is offensive to you because it may include you. Just turn the channel. Why don't you write a letter to the National Institute of Health? Why don't you email Damon Wormfresh and say what you're talking about? Don't call Escovay. Yeah, they tried to shadow ban me, chat. They tried to get me, mama. They tried to get me. Mama for justice, they tried to get me. I had to appeal it and everything. I had to reveal the evidence to them, sent them the evidence, broke it, I gave them the broke down, and told them where the articles and everything was at. And guess what? It didn't happen. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to say one more time. When we talk about the ape to human, the pig to human, the monkey gene, if you feeling some kind of way, just go ahead and leave. That's all. I said, TikTok, I deserve to tell my followers the truth as what's being posted. And they said, you're absolutely right. And they said, you right, Escovay, you right. Thanks for joining the fan club. I appreciate you. You right. And I'm back here today. you right. You know what I'm saying? If you don't like it, keep it moving, ladies and gentlemen. So let's get started. Hold on, chat. Hold on, chat. I gotta get this back in your chat. Hold on, chat. I got so many articles. I got so many books. That's because thank you for the donations. I got so many books that's going to. This is a book right here, chat. Y'all want this book, don't y'all? Y'all know y'all want this book. I know y'all want this book. I know y'all want this book right here. I got the whole evidence, and you can put this in your. You can actually take these books that my people's gonna write and publish. You can actually take these books. And I don't know if I could take the background photo. I don't know. I gotta talk to my people about that. I got college grads on these books. I got college grads editing these books and citing these books properly. So it won't be no mistakes of what's happening. Okay, so we're gonna be talking about the blood types, the monkey gene, the haplogroups, the indigenous Americans, all these videos that you see me having. I'm gonna make them all into books. Okay, because I have the evidence to cite. So we're gonna have the questions in a minute. We're going to have the questions answered in a minute. Let me get to the class, because class is in session. We got 2,400 in the chat. Shout out to all those who donate. If you like to support the channel, you know what you got to do. If you want to keep up with all my videos, you know what you got to do. Follow that channel. If you missed the live and you came in late, you see that profile picture? Go ahead to that profile picture, hit that link, and go get all those lives that you missed, ladies and gentlemen. And make sure you do screenshots and write some stuff down, because it's going to be something you may be able to use later on in life, okay? Shout out. I'm talking about the heart means. You don't see the heart. Come on, mama. I'm talking about the hearts up there, mama. Tapping that screen. Tapping that screen. I got to get 10,000 in the chat today. Come on. You just now new to TikTok? Oh, okay. All right. Come on now. So we got 2,800. Keep tapping. All right, so let's get going. Let's get going. We don't want to do no semantics today. If you must just got here, and everybody who's here knows exactly what I mean, what I say. 3,000 in the chat. Let's keep going, ladies and gentlemen. Let's start it off, okay? First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cite right now the evidence. Let's get the cite out, so therefore they can say, SFA stealing, he plagiarizing. Nope. I got to do it proper, because they're trying to get me, they're trying to restrict my life, all right? So let's go. Genetic literacy project, science, not ideology, okay? Here it is right there, chat. Genetic literacy, I know it's backwards, forgive me, but genetic literacy project, science, not ideology. Make sense? All right, there we go. So we got ape to human, pig to human blood donations, ladies and gentlemen. You think it's a game? You think it's a game? Oh, they playing games. I'm going to say, listen, that's how we do it, Mama Justice, since you just got here. You want me to do something independently, you got to hit me with a donation. I don't do nothing independently unless you with the ABO family, and unless you hit me with a donation. And if you're not with the ABO family, because if you're with the ABO family, I'm going to show you the rules. If you're with the ABO family, you have the right to ask me to do anything that's within my power. And I'm going to go ahead and do it. If you hit me with a donation, you got the right to ask me to do anything within my power. And I'm going to go ahead and do it. But if you ain't going to do no donations, if you ain't going to join the ABO family, if you ain't going to follow the channel, just sit back and just listen. And then after I'm finished, we can go ahead and get to whatever needs to be got to. Make sense? All right, so let me finish what I'm saying. So I'm going to show y'all the article one more time, because I give y'all freebies. You know what I'm saying? I give y'all the freebies. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to donate to get a freebie. You ain't got to donate to get a freebie. But if you trying to make me do something, I got to do what I got to do. All right? If you trying to make me do something, I got to do what I got to do. If you trying to make me go back or stand up and all this, I got to do what I got to do. I'm not asking you for anything. If you like to donate, that would be good. That's what it's all about. Y'all know, come on, bro. Come on. Yo, Recon, come on. If you've been on TikTok, it's all about donations. Y'all know what it is. If you like what you're hearing, if you like what you're seeing, and you don't know where to get it from yourself, why not donate to the brother that found it? What's the problem? What's the problem? If you can't go buy a college, you can't get a college book for free. You can't. You can't. You cannot go get a college book for free. You got to pay. You can't even go get the knowledge for free. You got to pay. So now a brother here saying, help me out if you like to. A brother here saying, shoot me a donation and show me some love. Now that's a problem. Come on, man. If that's the problem, again, I'm going to say it to you. If that's the problem, leave my channel right now, man. Leave right now. We don't want no problems. We trying to get those who want to hear the information. We don't need no problems in the chat. Now, if you're going to be a problem, we're going to have to ban you from the chat. All right? It's not that you have to do anything, but you can sit and listen. You don't have to. If you ain't got it, you ain't got it. If you ain't got it, you ain't got it. You get what I'm saying? If you ain't got it, see, they want you out the chat already. They want you out the chat already. You know what I'm saying? They want you out of the chat already. Moderator, get them out of the chat. Anything negative, you got to go. Anything negative, you got to go. Block them out the chat. Anything negative today, they got to go. The chat is telling you to get out. I ain't even do it. The chat saying get out. Because they ain't around for you, bro. Everybody that's here know what time it is. Get them up out of there. All right, so here we go. One more time before I was rudely interrupted. Okay? We got ape to human, pig to human DNA. All right? Xenotransfusion. Okay? And I'm going to tell you something right now. They want to tell you that, animals. Thank you, moderator. They talking about, animals can't mix with humans. Oh, yeah? We about to get down to that. Somebody been telling a white lie. Somebody been telling the fib, because according to this article, somebody been telling some fibs. Shout out to the donations. Here we go. David Warmflash. His name is David Warmflash. He is the author of this article right here. January 25th, 2016. I've been doing it. Y'all know how old that is. See? 2016. I've been in the game. I've been in the game, chat. I've been in the game for a long time. This thing is old. Okay? But I'm going to bring it to you because I've never seen it before, right? So, David Warmflash. Before we get started with the article, let me just go to this right here. Hold on, chat. Boom. Okay. We got some stuff right here. All right? Let me go with what we got. Because I always like to start with some article. Oh, it ain't fitting in. Oh, come on. It ain't fitting in. And it's backwards. Oh, my God. They doing it again to me, chat. They doing it again to me. They don't want me to get this information now. Wow, they got it mixed up. Hold on, this ain't supposed to be there. Oh, TikTok doing it again. Let me find it, chat. They're doing it again. They like to mix these articles up. They like to mix them up so I can't see them. Hold on, chat. Boom. Here we go. They like to mix them up so I can't see them. All right, here we go. Now, we're talking about, yes. Now, I was arguing with, y'all know I do. I argue with Google AI. I argue with ChatGPT. All right? Because they're always trying to play games. Shout out to you. Thank you for telling me that. They're always trying to play games, and they will misinform you if you don't know where to go. Thank you for the donations. They will misinform you if you don't know where to go. But you know your main man, SVA, I've been doing it for over 13, 14 years. I know where to go. All right? Thank you, TJ Jack. I'm not up here telling you that you gotta give me something. All I'm saying is, if you find something to be informative, and you saying, yo, the main man SVA is informative, I'm gonna help him out. Because you know what? When I see my people live and they telling me something that I didn't know, I'm the first one to donate. And I don't donate no 1 cent. I donate $2, $3. I'm the first one to donate because I believe in giving back. You know what I'm saying? So if you doing something on your channel, and I got many people that will tell you Excavate donates whenever he's in the channel. All right, so I don't ask for something I don't give. You got to give to receive. Make sense? You got to give to receive. So let's keep on going. Yes, though usually indirect. Now here I am arguing with Google AI. It says scientists do not inject raw animal DNA directly into humans to treat disease. Instead, medical treatments rely on DNA sequences, proteins, and tissues from animals that have been adapted for genetical engineering for human medicine. National Institute of Health. So guess what? That key word right there, DNA, that key word right there, antigens, ladies and gentlemen. Antigens. They are giving you animal antigens. Now, we know why. We know why scientists are doing it. Shout out to the scientists. I mean, I don't know why they decided to do animals, but sometimes, you got to help people, right? And that's what we're here to do, right? Help people. So is it wrong for you to take a vaccine that may help you? No. If that's your situation. I ain't going to tell you don't do it. If it's saving your life, you might have to get that rabbit DNA. If it's saving your life, you might have to get some of that dog DNA. If it's going to save your life, it's really up to you, right? It's up to the person that's receiving it, right? So I'm not saying what science is doing or what these medical fields are doing is wrong. I'm just saying this is what they're doing. You get what I'm saying? And this is what they have done. And what's lasting in us today. It could be the reason, possibly the reason for the 763 different type of animal antigens which cause humans to have eyes like this. Let me move out the way. These are human beings. And humans should not be having animal eyes. Can we agree on that? Humans should not be having animal eyes. But yet and still we are finding more and more humans on video where their eyes are looking like this. Okay? Now, how is it that humans having animal eyes? Somebody explain that in the chat. Because you know the scientists going to say, oh, the reflection, and then it hit the sun, then it came in, the red dot. They going to make it up, chat. But you know humans shouldn't, because I'm a human. My eyes don't do that. My eyes don't do that. I be all in the videos. But I do know some friends that do have eyes like that. I do know some friends, and I say, hey, you got the eyes. I do, and not all my friends. Some have it, and we talking about the ABO. Some have it of the ABO, some don't. So we know for a fact that humans are being infused with some type of animal DNA, and we just can't explain it because we know. What's going on, Jack? My battery died. I got it plugged in. Oh, they're trying to get the phone. They're trying to get the phone. Hold on, Jack. No, don't attack the phone, Jack. Don't attack the phone. They're trying to get me. I'm just joking, y'all. I'm just joking. The phone went down, okay? So we know for a fact that humans should not be having animal eyes. But yet, still they do. I know. I'm freezing. How I'm doing now? How I'm doing? They got me freezing. Y'all know how it's going to go down. How I'm doing now, chat? I'm back in? Chat? All right, cool. It's good. All right, let's do the next one. Xenotransplantation. We talking about xeno right here, chat. We're going to get to this. I just want to break it down for y'all first. I want to get y'all the break down of my own, research, and then we're going to go into the article. Make sense? All right, so it says xenotransplantation from pig organs. Now, I thought they said we couldn't have animals. I thought they said humans weren't compatible with animals. I thought they said human wasn't. Well, I thought that couldn't happen. I thought we were going to do that. But here it is right now. Xenotransplantation with pig organs. Scientists have genetically modified pigs to remove sugar molecules that cause human immune rejection that allows pig organs, such as kidneys or hearts, to be transplanted into human patients. National Institute of Health right there, ladies and gentlemen. Go ahead and get the screenshot. That's what they said. Ezebay said it. Ezebay said it. No, he didn't. The National Institute of Health said they are putting pig organs into humans right now as we live in 2026. Right now in 2026, humans are walking around with pig hearts and pig kidneys right now. All right? Right now as we speak. There's humans with pig hearts and pig kidneys. Now my question is this DNA, because the DNA still remains, is this DNA from the pig, can this cause a human to be obese? I just want to ask a question. I'm not saying that's what's happening, but I want to ask a question. Can this cause humans to be obese? Okay, so let's go here. Insulin products. Historically, insulins for diabetics was extracted directly from the pancreas of pigs and cows. So all my diabetics out there who taking insulin, historically, it was extracted from pigs and cows, from the pancreas. Today, researchers insert the human gene for insulin into bacteria or yeast, allowing mass production of human insulin without animal products. But they had to first do the first. So what happened to those people who had the pigs and cows? That, and if they reproduce, could it be possibly still in the humans today? This is the question. If they have used pigs and cows, are people walking around right now today with pigs and cows before they found a new way to synthesize it? Peace, family. Thank you for coming in. Thank you, ABO family, for showing up. Thank you for joining the fan club. I appreciate you. All right? Now, peace. Is it possible that some human beings today who are diabetic can be walking around with pig and cow DNA? Is it hypothetically possible, since historically they have been doing it already? Now, how many of y'all knew that? Okay, let's keep on going. Chat. I know this chat is the smartest chat in TikTok right now when it comes to wait, I'm going too far, chat. I know this chat is the smartest when it comes to DNA. I know this chat is the smartest. I see y'all guys. I see y'all breaking it on down. Keep giving the information to the people that may be new. Okay, we're talking about biopharmaceutical. I said that right, chat. Y'all know listen. My chat been getting on me saying I've been acting like a dirt, not saying these words right. I said that one right. biopharmaceuticals. All right? I hope I said that right. Genetically engineered animals. Listen to this. Animals. Look at it. Take the screenshot, man. Take the screenshot. I ain't say it. I ain't say it. I ain't do it. Take the screenshot. The reason why I'm coming to you, because I'm the RH negative O. I don't got none of these problems. All right? But I feel, personally, that if you have some of these animal antigens, they may feel like they could just do whatever. They meaning the doctors. They meaning the scientists. This is just my personal opinion. I'm not saying that's what they're doing. It's my personal opinion, TikTok. This is for education purpose only. And my personal opinion does not matter in the medical field or in the science field. We all are entitled to our own personal feelings, right? We are all entitled to have a thought or a question and be on the railroad to free thinking. Chat, I gotta say that just in case we got some haters that are trying to get my live banned. All right? Because I see my little numbers looking a little dwindly. All right? So I don't know if I'm still shadow banned on the low. All right? And only my followers can see it. But it's all good because y'all keep coming back anyway. So it don't matter. We got 300 in the chat. Keep tapping that screen. Make sure you follow if you new. Okay? So biopharmaceuticals. Genetically engineered animals such as goats. Ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen. Goats. Rabbits. And cattle can be modified with human genes to produce therapeutic proteins like anti-clotting factors in their milk and blood, which are then purified and used as treatments. What kind of Dr. Pagorgian? What kind of Dr. Mad Scientist? You got human cows? What's going on? Are you telling me that it's a possibility that you can put human DNA into cows and it can produce human milk for children, man? Are you telling me we drinking that breast milk instead of cow milk? Are we drinking breast milk instead of cow milk these days? Are we drinking human breast milk mixed with cow? What's going on? I thought I was drinking regular cow milk. I'm just asking the question. All right, let's keep on going. Heart valves, okay? We talking about heart valves. Heart valves, biological heart valves taken from pigs or cows are, keyword R, okay, are frequently and successfully transplanted into human patients to replace damaged or diseased valves. How about that? How about that? So I just want to get this out first before we go into the article so you can understand that what he's saying, John Dennis Baptiste, what he's saying is absolutely true. Okay? It's absolutely true. Okay? So we got somebody, I know Aisha know what you're talking about. Y'all can go ahead and check Aisha out. She got mad information. Now, let's keep on going one more time. I want to go ahead and educate the chat that this is possible. Animal to human DNA is possible. Animal to human transfusions are possible. And if you're going to go check the information, make sure you come back. Okay? Don't forget to come back. Okay? Don't get lost in the sauce and try to debunk excavate, because whatever I put up here is going to be the truth according to whoever's writing the article. BBC right there. Okay? So venom. They've been glitching my screen for a minute. All right, venom derived from medications. We all know that, right? Shout out to the donations. So venom derived from medications. All right, peptides originally discovered in animal venoms, such as the venom of the cone snail, have been isolated and synthesized into FDA-approved human painkillers like zicotinone. Wow, hold on. Ziconotides. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Ziconotides. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Okay, chat? I want to get that out the way. I ain't perfect with the words. I'm like Moses. I can't talk too well. All right? But I just want to give you the information. I want to keep it friendly, right? So we know now people may even have snails in their DNA. People may be having snails in their DNA. They even make lotions from snails. And you already know your pores do absorb. So guess what you're absorbing? Snail slime. And you know the color red is made from snails as well. So when you got that red Kool-Aid, guess what you're drinking? Snail juice. Snail juice. I mean, snail juice. So it's the truth, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get into the article. Ape the Human, Pig the Human DNA by David Warren Flash. Go ahead and get a chance to get that screenshot. I know it's backwards, but you can always resort back to that and look it up for yourselves, right? Oh, Ozempic is derived from snake venom. There you go. I told you my own girl, Aisha759, be knowing what it is. All right, so let's get it in. January 2016, when I brought it out, I've been bringing this out, all right, for years. Okay, but this not on this platform. I'm new to this platform. All right, so here we go. Would you accept a transfusion of blood products from a chimpanzee or a gorilla? See what I'm talking about? See what I'm talking about? We gonna get down to the root. Listen. I got some theories of my own, and it's just theories. It's not evidential. I'm not spreading misinformation. I got theories. Everybody got the right to make theories. All right. I'm a science reporter, and I got my own theories based upon all the science I've been reporting so far. So let's keep on going. So they asked you, would you accept blood products from a chimpanzee or a gorilla? And see, this is the thing right here. You know gorillas have B blood, right? You know gorillas have A blood too, right? So if you have the A and B blood group, and you ever have to get a blood transfusion, how do we know 125,000% that they ain't gonna go ahead and get you that? How do we know? All right, we're not saying they doing it because they said they can't do it, but how do we know? When you sign it on that dotted line, when they give it, you notice how they give you the paper to sign right before they do the procedure. You don't get a chance to have your lawyer go over it. You don't get a chance to even review it yourself on Google and find out what these words mean. You just sign because you're in a state of emergency. So how do you know? How do you know? Okay, so let's get back to the eyes. How do you know? Because you know gorillas don't have these kind of eyes, neither do chimpanzees. Okay? So I want to make that real clear that the animals do not have those kind of eyes. All right? I mean, that the chimpanzees, the apes don't have those eyes. Okay? So it says, what about a pig? So they asking you, would you take a chimpanzee, a gorilla, or a pig? One person did back in 1667 when French physician Jean-Baptiste Denis successfully transfused blood from a lamb into a 15-year-old human boy. Ladies and gentlemen, 1600s. What human boy are we talking about? What human boy? Keyword human. They didn't say Homo sapien. They didn't say Caucasian, Asian, none of that shit. They said a human boy. That word human could be all over the place right there, chat. That could be all over the place, chat. All right, let's keep on going. So it says, Dennis successfully transfused blood from a lamb to a 15-year-old human boy. This may surprise many people, as most are aware that even humans are not universally transfused compatible. Instead, humans are derived into blood groups that determine who can receive blood from whom without suffering a severe immune reaction that can be fatal. That's because our immune systems sense molecules on the surface of the red blood cells and reacts aggressively to certain surface molecules or markers in an individual whose on red blood cells don't have the same kind. So that and they show you a graph for the ABO, ladies and gentlemen. Excuse me, they glitching me out. Here's the graph for the ABO. Here's all the different blood types. There's only 2 universal donors, okay? Actually, there's 3. There's only 3 universal donors, all right? And you got the O negative as the #1 universal donor in the planet, letter M, turn on some downside for the W's. You got the O positive as the #2 universal donor in the planet, turn up downside again for the W's. Then you have the AB, the universal plasma. I don't think they're turning up downside, but I don't know. You got the AB of the universal plasma. So we have 3 universal donors, 2 that can take care of the whole world, and 1, well, all of them can take care of the whole world, but the main one is the O negative blood. Shout out to Asia for the donations, okay? So we got 3 different donators in the world today that are very important to the world, okay? The O negative, the O positive, and the AB negative or positive. Make sense? Make sense? Let's keep on going. But while there are literally hundreds of different surface markers that make red blood cells different from between people, keyword hundreds, there's over 763 different type of blood cell markers. When you're debating the science of animal to human DNA transfusions, you got to deal with the markers, okay? All right, you got to deal with the markers. You are, okay, you the ABO negative, or which one of the ABO negative, okay? All right, so here we go. But while there are literally hundreds of different surface markers that make red blood cells between people, only a handful of markers act as strong antigens to the immune system. The main ones are the ABO and the Rh antigens, the positive or the negative, seen after the more commonly known, the ABO types. What's really supposed to be the OAB, but you know how they're going to do it. First going to be last, last going to be first. You know how they got to do it, right? So it's the ABO types. And for people to receive blood products, they must be appropriately ABO'd and Rh matched. In turn, it turns out, however, that the ABO and the Rh blood groups are not limited to just human populations. They also apply to our closest relatives in the animal kingdom. First of all, let me say this right here. When they say closest relatives, speak for yourself. Speak for yourself, because Damon Ronfest is talking about that. So Damon Ronfest, he may be who knows, right? But at the end of the day, I am the O negative blood group, and we have proved in the last two lives that the O negatives do not share an ape ancestor. So I am not close to no chimpanzee. They may be close to me, but I'm not close to them. They ain't my ancestors, okay? They ain't my close relatives and none of that shit. Okay, so let's make that clear. If you're of the O blood, all right? I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with the A and B or the AB and blood groups, but it's our known fact that the O negative blood type and the O positive blood type do not come from apes. All right? We do not come from the apes, and we are not close to the known apes. All right, and we found that the ape blood groups are not close to us, but close to the Neanderthal and the hominids. Make sense? All right, so let's keep on going. So it says, so he's speaking for himself, okay? So it says, let me keep going. Let me find where I was at. Talking about relatives, right? Okay, hold on. Let me find the chat. Yeah, and I lost myself. I lost my little self. Okay, here we go. Indeed, Rh stands for rhesus because it was identified on the red blood cell of rhesus monkey before it was found on the human red blood cell. Now listen to this, chat. Listen to this, chat. They say we're not compatible with the apes, right? Right? We know that, right? Then how the hell did rhesus monkey get there in some of our generations? How the monkey get there? If we're not compatible with the apes, how the monkey get there? I'm going to break it on down. That's what we here today. We're going to show you how the monkey got there. We're going to show you how the monkey got there. Now, there's some who had different Rh monkey antigens, the Neanderthals and the hominids. We know that. But we know how some of the humans of the O got some of that monkey gene. And the article is going to explain it, okay? I'm not going to say it because if I say it, somebody in the chat going to say, oh, SV is spreading misinformation. I'm going to report the channel and all that. Don't forget to tap that screen. We got 5,400 in the chat. If you'd like to follow for more videos, make sure you do that. If you want to support the channel, you know how to get that done. And if you want to join the ABO Amerindian family, go ahead and press that 1 cent and join the fan club. Okay, so here go right here. All this means that a human can be ABO and Rh matched for blood products from a monkey. Notice what they said now. You can be matched with a monkey if you have these Rh antigens. How? You do know in India they were doing experiments, right? We're going to leave it right there, okay? So even better, a great ape such as a gorilla or a chimpanzee who are closer to us on the evolutionary tree than monkeys. When he say us, who are we talking about? Why do you specify to us? Specify to us. You can't say us. They're not like us. Specify to us. You know what I'm saying? You're talking too loosely. Now see that they ain't trying to shadow ban his article. That sounds like some misinformation right there. Because the O negatives, nobody's closer to us if it comes to the monkey gene. So that's a lie, okay? But he can say it, and nobody ain't gonna say nothing. But if SFA say it, oh, I'm gonna get him shadow banned. You feel me? And since the ABO and the Rh antigens are the most critical factors to match to avoid fatal transfusion reaction, it means that xenotransplantation from an ape is feasible, theoretically. But some hurdles may exist in making it a reality. And you know what the hurdles are? Human beings not wanting to do it. You know what the hurdles are. Man, ain't gonna want what you talking about. You ain't gonna get June to somebody. I want to let y'all know. African Americans, aka the Amerindians, we know that's not indigenous. The Amerindians are mostly old blood types. So just call one of your brothers. You don't need to go call no chimpanzee or no gorilla. Call one of my peoples up. I'm quite sure one of them got the O. All right, now here's the drawbacks. All right, to ape blood and benefits of using pigs. Now they've been using pigs because I know somebody who got some pig DNA in them, and they came and told me. I know somebody who got some pig in them, and they doing it today. Now the person is alive because of it. To each his own, right? If the shoe fits, you wear it. I'm just here to inform you what David Warmflesh reported on ape to human, pig to human DNA. That's all. I'm not saying it's wrong or right. That's you as the recipient has to be the judge on that. I'm just here to educate you, okay? Work with blood and non-human primates goes back to Carl Landsteiner. That's the father of the ABO, okay? Who not only co-discovered the rhesus factor in monkeys in 1937, but also discovered the ABO groups in the 1900s. The blood group commonality between humans and other animals thus is not a new revelation. But this raises questions on why xenotransfusion was not seriously decades ago. All right? So he's asking why they ain't been doing it. Now between me and you, chat, what human being of the old blood will say, I'm going to take a chimpanzee and stick it in one of my brothers? Who would even think about that? Who would think about doing this? Which one of our indigenous, excuse me, we're going to scratch that word indigenous, which one of my American black Negroes would want to be thinking about doing something like this? I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying, no disrespect to nobody. I'm just saying, for my own kind. I know we don't think about nothing like this. Who's thinking this, man? Who's making this up? What kind of mentality is that? I just got to ask the question. Why did they go just with the humans? Why are we going to animals and not the humans? We're going to explain why. All right? One reason is because despite ABO and RH commonality, there are minor differences between the bloods of humans, apes, and other animals whose effects on transfusion would have been understood completely. All right? Humans also may still have some lingering superstitions about blood from non-human humans that make xenotransfusion uncompatible. Notice how they said that word, non-humans? Why they ain't just say primates or apes? Why you say blood from non-humans? Yeah, listen to the words that got to be said here. Why they ain't say blood from non-humans? He said, why did he say blood from primates? I thought we were talking about monkeys and stuff. Why did he say, I know, Jeremy, I know. But you know what? I'm not here to say none because, I ain't trying to get banned. So you guys in the chat can go ahead and say what's true. I told you I got one of the smartest chats on TikTok when it comes to the ABO family. So go ahead and break it on down to those who may not know, right? So it says also when it comes to great apes, they are endangered. They're not like cows and pigs that simply are bred in industrial quantities to serve humans. So even while it might be no more trouble for an ape to donate blood than for a hen to lay eggs, the supply of ape blood would be fairly small anyway. So they decided to go with cows and pigs instead. I thought they were our closest ancestors. Why not just go to the humans? Why not just go to the humans? Why are we doing animals? Who made that up? Who did that? Who decided to do that? What kind of human would decide to put animals inside their veins unless they were animals themselves? This is a question I'm asking. I'm just asking, chat. I'm not implicating anything. I'm just asking what kind of human would think about using animals in any kind of way that got to do with humans unless it be for pets or for food. What kind of human would do that? I just got to ask a question. All right, thus, as we consider xenotransfusion, pigs might actually be more feasible option. And in fact, that's what's happening. There you go, chat. That's what's happening. Thank you for following me, Indigenous King. I appreciate you. That's what's happening, chat. They're using pigs right now. That's right now. All right? Xenotransfusion. And they're using cows too. All right? And other animals we're going to get to. Xenotransfusion research currently focuses on pigs, not apes. And it's not just because pigs are abundant. Their blood actually is quite similar to human blood. Who the heck? You know why pigs' blood may be quite similar to human blood? Because they've been genetically playing with them humans, man. And we debate in the science of human or animal blood transfusion. We have to know that some non-humans is genetically modifying these pigs to be human. And I have a study already that already says they're trying to find the O negative blood type through using pigs. I already know that for a fact. And a matter of fact, I might even bring that out. So, what human wants to go with animals instead of another human? There's so many humans on the planet. Why wouldn't you use another human instead of an animal? Why would you go with a lamb instead of a human? Or a human being? Who does this? Okay? And now today, those antigens are running rampant. We know for a fact, since thus said the article, and thus said science, we know for a fact, I know you guys have seen it on the news, they've been using pigs for a minute, so now humans have pig DNA. So if that person reproduced with another person, now that child possibly can have pig DNA, appearing as another protein on, or sugar molecule on the blood cell. Okay, keep on going. The size of the red blood cell is similar. So is the typical red blood cell lifespan, the hemoglobin content and structure, and other factors. Plus, pigs can be genetically modified, like I just said, to produce red blood cells that are the equivalent to human O negative. That's a lie. Now that's misinformation right there. But they allowed that to get posted. Damon Ron Flesh, you're lying, okay? Because I know that for a fact they can't do it, okay? As noted earlier, that's a universal donor blood. And this makes xenotransfusion sound very attractive, although other ways to make O negative blood also beckon. So they're saying ways. They're trying to find a way. See? They're trying to find a way to find a human being. They're trying to find the mound builder blood type. They're trying to find the royal blood type. Because we are the human beings on the planet right now. We are the natural human beings. We are without any of all this. We made it. Out of the millions of sperm cells, we made it. To prove that the humans were not with the monkey gene. To prove that the humans were not with the Neanderthal variances. To prove that the humans did not come from an ape ancestor. I'm here and I exist. And I'm proving that to be a fact. And debunking it, as you are knowing. Humans, all humans that started on the planet did not come from no ape ancestral. The human of the African American, aka the Amerindian today. Watch my 2 lives. Go check it out on YouTube. I got the receipts. We do not come from a haplogroup. The haplogroups come when you mix with those who carry the Neanderthals, those who carry the ghost hominid. When we started mixing with them two of Asia and Europe, all right, we started creating haplogroups. But the American Indian, a.k.a. the Amerindian of the Negroes, which is highly prevalent in old blood, do not carry an ape ancestral. We do not. We do not carry the monkey gene, unless it be the clone RHD rhesus monkey, and nobody know how that got there yet. But I'm gonna break it on down. And if you watch a couple of my lives, you will know how we got that monkey gene. And it didn't start with the so-called African Americans. Do you know they don't even call Africans Africans? The Red Cross don't even call them Africans. They are called Asians. So why we not called, if we come from over there, why we not called Asian Americans? That's something to think about. Okay, let's keep on going. Blood product efficiency. Very relevant to the discussion is the question of whether or to what degree we even need alternatives to human blood donors. Although there are frequent blood shortages, especially in summer, although the total amount of needed blood has been increasing because the population is growing, along with the number of sophisticated surgical procedures like organ transplants and coronary artery bypass surgery, the CHBG, that often require many units of packed red blood cells, our red blood cells that is, all right, and other blood products, the AB that is, the amount of blood consumed per capita may actually be starting to decline. That is because efficiency with blood products has increased due to the technological advances for storing blood and getting what we need from it. The fact that we only talk about blood products such as the PRBCs, the platelets, or frozen blood plasma from the AB positives and the AB negatives, all right, rather than whole blood shows how much we advanced since the early 20th century, when transfusion meant taking blood from one individual to the infusing it whole and unchanged into a recipient. The system has gained a great deal of simplicity. Now, let me tell you something. There's only one blood type in the world. There's only two, actually, but there's really one universal donor. That's the O negative blood type. I'm right here in your face. See the mounds for the mound builders right there? See it on the palms of the hand? See it on the palms of the hand. All right, see the X for the Tutashi, the Amaru. My doctor told me I am the royal blood. My doctor told me I have the Adam gene. And matter of fact, yesterday I was at the doctor 2 days ago, and they had to peek in and say, we just want to see you. Can we come in and peek in on you? I had all these doctors coming in peeking in on me. I said, look at him. He has a great smile. And then they wrote an article about me. My article is 9234 something, and because I'm different. They got an article about me. We got PhDs right now writing dissertations about my information right now. Right now. Shout out to the doctor for telling me about the royal blood. How about that? All right. So it's a lot of what I want to encourage before I go on. What I want to encourage all my people to do that's watching this channel right now. Look into your blood type and find those that's in your bloodline who carry this blood type, man. And tell them don't mix. Damn it. Before they mix us all out and give us all a monkey gene. God damn it. Find them. Make sense? Come on, come on. My bad, chat. They keep saying I'm not on the screen. I'm right here. What's going on? They say they're trying to shut the live down. So all I'm asking my people to do out there, know what your blood type is. Because you might be that universal donor. You might be that ancient human right now on the planet. You got the pyramids too? Shout out to you. All right, so we got the X for the excavate, for the she of the Olmec. Okay, let's break that down. The original human, I am the original Adam gene, the O negative blood type. It says all the Caucasians, and that's the histo blood group because they got it from us. Because Neanderthals never had the Rh negative blood. We already talked to Barry Stars about that from Access Geneticists, 16 years of dissertation, whatever. We already talked to Dr. Bill Fleschel of the National Institute of Health. They all agree the O negative blood type started millions of years ago. So don't try to say, oh, the Caucasians had it and all that. The O is the O, okay? So we want to break this down before I go on. You got the X for the American, the she. All right, the Olmecs were called the she, the XI. Okay? The she of the Amaru. So if you have the X for the excavate, that's the original ancestral bloodline of the American Indian. And then the W, the M and the W comes from the West. All right? So-called what they call the West. You see all these X's right there. And then you got the palm. A lot of y'all may not have the pyramid or the mounds. All right? You may not have the mounds. You see the mounds right there? And the pyramids right there? You may not have that. But that doesn't mean that you don't come from the ancestral original human. It just means you're not part of the elite. That's all it meant. Because the she had the elites. The elites were bald, and the regular ones had the hair and all that stuff. So they want to show you videos of all these Indians with long hair, but they don't want to tell you that the she were the bald head ones. Okay? The she. Let me show you what the she look like. Okay? The XI. The she. Before we get back to it, I just want to break that down real fast. Here's the she right there. That's the Tutashi. Okay? That's the she. See? That's the she. They were bald. Okay? Let me see if I give you a better picture. See if I give you a better picture, because they're messing up my pictures. See if I give you a better one. Or the Olmecs, okay? I have so many, but I have to interchange them. Let me see if I can find a better picture of the she. Let's see what that. All right, here's the she right there. Let me get out of the way. That's the she. That's the original elites right there, the Olmec elites. They call them the she, or the Amaru, okay? If you have the old blood, you belong to the she of the Amaru. All right, no matter if it's negative or positive, the positive came because of the Moors, or so-called the Moors say, the Moors want to claim that the first ones came to America, so you the one brought that ghost hominid. You the one that brought that monkey gene then. We're going to blame y'all then. If you want to claim you the first one, if the Africans want to claim they were the first ones in America, then you the one brought that monkey gene. Because we know that the Neanderthals had a different RH factor, and it wasn't the monkey gene. You guys actually gave the Neanderthal, the white people, the monkey gene. They had the ape gene, but they didn't have the monkey gene. You gave them they came with the bipedal gene, but you gave them the monkey gene. Okay, so when you debating origins of human blood of the O negative blood type, you must understand that the O negative blood was all over the planet at first. Whether it been Africa, whether it been Europe, whether it been Asia, whether it been America, it was always the O first. Millions of years. And then, the caves opened up. Out came the hominids. Out came, Neanderthals. Out came the Denisovans. So the hominids ran into the people of Africa today, which makes us not them, okay? A lot of us. So the Africans ran into them, all right? And then they gave them something called the ghost hominid, because most Africans have a ghost hominid DNA, which makes them RH positive. And it has been cloned into us today. And then the Neanderthal has a different RH positive. We're going to get to it. But I just want to go ahead and clarify that for all my new comers, so y'all can catch up to speed of what we're talking about when we're dealing with ape to human, pig to human DNA. We're trying to find out where the 763 different antigens came from, and we're also trying to find out why humans have glowing eyes, and they should not. And we are knowing now from this article that they've been using dog DNA. And look at them eyes. Look at them eyes. We also know that they've been using, what is that? Where we at? Pig DNA. Look at them eyes. All right? And we also know that they've been using sheep DNA. Look at them eyes. Okay? Okay? We also know they've been using sheep DNA. Okay? And we also know, we're going to keep going with it. We also, where my cow at? Where my cow? I ain't got a cow up here? I thought, see, they ain't let the cow in. Oh, yes, they did. We also know they've been using cow. Excuse me, chat. They're trying to glitch my screen. We also know they've been using cow. They openly said it. They openly said it. So, not only do you have these animal eyes, not only, you also have the antigens of them animals. Forget the monkey gene. You got some other shit going on. And it's all because of this guy right here. John Dennis Baptiste. All because John Dennis Baptiste. The Neanderthal ancestral. Who in the right mind would want to take animals and put it into humans? Who in the right mind would think about that? Because humans don't do that, man. He's a French hematologist. John Denis Baptiste is a French hematologist. He was the first person to do a blood transfusion from a dog to a human. I started that. You must have missed it when we first started the live. He's the first person to successfully, I'll go back for you. Russ, you've been here for a long time. I'm going to go back for you one time just for you. Okay, one time. Okay, what he did. All right, this is what he did. One person back in 1667, French physician Jean-Baptiste Denis successfully transfused blood from a lamb into a human boy. Into a human boy. And he also did dog and all that stuff too. And they did live. And they did live. And they reproduced. And guess what happened? And guess what happened? And guess what happened? And guess what happened? And guess what happened to the human people? And guess what happened? Okay, so let's keep going. Shout out to the donation. Let's keep on going. So this is the smartest chat when it comes. This is the smartest chat on TikTok when it comes to the ABO blood group. Okay, that's what we deal with. We deal with the ABO blood group and the blood types and how it affects you today, whether good or bad. All right, that's it. And we dealing with the mandated articles, so we don't say nothing for ourselves. I am a science reporter, and I am the O negative blood type. That's said my doctor, and they are studying me today. I had to sign a paper. I give a quick synopsis. I got sick one time. They were treating me like I was African. They found out that I wasn't. They told me I was American Indian because I only had 41% African in my DNA, and the rest was American Indian. All right? And then they started taking my blood, and they made me sign a paper so they can do studies on me so they can help me. God damn it, I had to do it. And now today, I'm an article on the National Institute of Health because I'm a phenomenon. I'm a phenomenon. It says only 2 like me right now in my whole state. 2. I don't even know where the other person is at. Where you at? Okay? So I am the royal blood. They done told me already. I belong to the Tutashi. Hold on. I belong to the Tutashi. I know you don't like it, but you know what? Hey, how you think I feel? Shit, I'm by myself out here. All right? I belong to the Tutashi. Let me get out the way, bro. That's my ancient ancestors right there. American Indians. Not no indigenous. Not no indigenous. Indigenous mean Asia. This is the American Indian right here, okay? They call him the Amerindian of the Tutashi, of the Shi of the Olmec. All right, I have the ancient Olmec American DNA of the Y chromosome. I have the Y, the father, the Petrino line, not the mama. I'm not the mama Petrino line. I have the American Petrino line. And we have so many videos that prove that the Africans are not the same as the Americans, okay? I got so many, but we're not talking about that today. We talk about ape to human, pig to human DNA, and how the RH positive came to be. And a lot of us can blame, thank you, Russ, because Russ is one of the smart people in the chat, too. A lot of us can blame this guy right here. If you want to get mad at somebody because the monkey gene, go ahead, all right? Don't be looking at SFA. Don't be trying to report the live. Don't be trying to get me banned. I didn't do it. You're going to talk to Dennis Baptiste, all right? All right, here we go. Now it says blood modifications and synthetic blood. Another factor that leads to blood shortages involves blood group compatibility. If you are O negative, that's the only kind you can receive when they don't know what your blood type is. Me. Do you know every one of you have me in you? It's called the H antigen. That's what makes you human today. Yeah, that's right. How you doing? How you doing? You know what I'm saying? Tell them, Russ, don't hate. Shout out to the O. Don't hate now, because the O is the O. No matter, let me just explain real quick before I keep going. They say, oh, white people go to O, the Neanderthal. Listen, there's a thing called the MCR1. There's a thing called the MCR1. When the Neanderthal mixed with the human, because if you don't know it or not, the Neanderthals were not all white. You know what I'm saying? They were something else. They were more bipedal type. But when they mixed with the daughters, because the humans can make anything, right? We strong like that. They mixed with our daughters. They had something called the 2 sisters. And the 2 sisters end up mixing back into the African people all the time. Created the MCR1, aka albinism. And then it started mutating and creating the SL45A. And started mutating more and started creating SL452. Hence, white people today, histo blood group. So even though they are white, by skin pigmentation or light, right? They also have the inside of us. If you are O and you are white, your inside is of us. You just have a mutation on the outside of That's all. Okay, making sense? Let's keep us so. Watch what you talk. So half of them look like us, and half of them look like them. Hey, it's called the mixtures. Okay, it's called the mixtures. Okay, so we gotta stop hating on each other. Okay, because they got the MCR1. They human. Goddammit. Today, but there are some who are not. There are some who are not, but that's not what this live is about today. And I already did so many lives about that already. Go back and check them. Go to my channel right here. Subscribe if you can and watch those lives. And it'll break on down all who's human and who is not. Okay, that's right. All right, thank you, Russ. Keep on building them up, Russ. All right, so it says, another factor leads to the blood shortage, and there's only one blood group. If you are type O negative, that's the only kind of blood you can receive. But you're a universal donor. People in other blood groups can receive your blood. If you are AB positive, you can receive blood from nearly almost anyone in many cases, except the Bombay blood group. Because the Bombay blood group exists today, and they are not human. They do not have the H antigen. They are the walking Neanderthal living today. And we also have the Sawada. They also have no H antigen. They are walking Neanderthal living today. And we also have the RA, so-called the golden blood, and them too. That's they are. All right, so here we go. But your blood can be given only to people. Oh, by the way, those blood groups are found in Asia, Europe, and India. Okay, just want to make that clear. Okay, so your blood can be given only to people of your type. Okay, ABs. AB can only give blood to other ABs because they are mixed with everybody. So they're going to cause an immune reaction right away. All right. We'll answer those questions in a minute. We answered that already. But we getting down to we getting down to it, okay? Just bear with me. We got some more articles here, and we're gonna break it on down if y'all got time, okay? If not, go to this channel right here in a few days, and it'll be up there, and you can review it all from there, okay? From that profile picture, there's a link in the profile picture. There it is right there. Shout out to the moderator. Go to that channel right there on YT, and go ahead and get all that. And you can get all the lives and all the information of the Out of Africa theory. We visited, talk about the ancient Africans, the 300,000 years when we are millions of years old. It's discussing the genetics and the blood types from the ABO ancient DNA. Make sense? So keep on going. So blood products have a limited storage time before they are declared or be discarded. Discarded. All right. The proportion of donors versus recipients is not the same for every bio group, and blood groups vary among populations. For these reasons, the very existence of blood group reduces efficiency of blood product utilization. We talking about the O negative blood type. Now, I want all my visitors to understand that the Black American, aka the Amerindian, stop saying indigenous, stop saying Aboriginal, stop saying what else, Native, because when you do that, you take yourself off the land. All right, you are the Amerindian, aka that's how they call this. That is a shorthand for the American Indian. It has already been proven. We already have the videos up. All right, it's already been proven by the National Institute of Health that most of the African Americans have the Y chromosome of the, not most, 37%. 37% of the African American has the American Y chromosome, which means your father comes from the ancient she I just showed you a minute ago, the Olmecs. Yeah, that's right. The African American, the males, have the ancient she DNA, 37% of the American Indian. I bet y'all didn't even know that. You are the Indian. Now, you do have African, and you do have European because of the mixtures, but the Y chromosome makes you who you are when you are a male, and the X chromosome makes you who you are when you are a female. Okay? That makes sense? Let's keep on going. All right, so all this means, did I pass it? My bad. However, biochemically, the different blood types A, B, and AB and O is not very great. It depends only on a couple of sugars, aka proteins, at the end of the chain, like molecules that stick out from the red blood cell surface. Type A antigens have one type of sugars, aka antigens, at the end of the chain. Type B antigens have a slightly different sugar at the end of the chain, and type AB blood has both antigens on their cells, while the cells of the blood type O still have the surface molecules, still have no surface molecules. But without either, we have the H antigen. But without either of those sugars at the end of the end, that causes so much trouble in a person who receives the wrong blood. But biomedicine has almost reached a point to now where there's a simple solution. All right? There's a simple solution. Let me stop at a simple solution. Hold on, chat. I'm going to give you an idea of what we're talking about here. All right? Here, this is what we're talking about. Let me break it down for you. Let me give you the broke down. Let me get it. What the heck? Where's my paper at? Hold on. Let me give you a broke down real fast. I'm going to give you a broke down real fast, okay? Let me show you what we're talking about. This is what they're talking about. Let's say this is O, right? On the O, all you have is the H, right? And this is what the H look like. On every O of every human being, the ancient human, you're going to have an O, and it's going to look like this. It's going to be the H. Make sense? It's going to look like that. So we put the H right there. And then if you have the A blood, make that a little bit bigger, right? You're going to have something known as the A and the H right here, right? And it's going to look like this. It's going to have the H, right? It's going to have the H because that make you human, all right? If you don't have the H, you always a human, right? So it's going to have the H. And then it's going to have the A. All right? It's going to have the A. Okay? So this is how this looks. This is how this looks on the blood when they look under the microscope. I forget what it's called, but that's something like that. So this is what the A blood look like. Okay? This is what the O blood look like. Without. This is what the A blood look like. Make sense? Now, when you are B blood, you're going to look something like this. You're going to have the H, of course, because the H is the precursor to all human beings. You don't have H, they'll add the Bombay, okay? And now, instead of having the, you're going to have the H around it. Instead of having the A, you're going to have a different protein, or AKA the antigen, right? It's going to look like this. So every one of your blood cells is going to look like that. They're going to say, oh, that's the B blood. If it looks like this, that's the H. If it looks like this, that's the A, right? Now, mind you, all of these are negative, okay? So let's go to the ABs, okay? Let's go to the ABs and see what they look like. Remind you, it's going to have the H, because without the H, it's not human, right? So now the AB going to have the H around it like this. Okay, then it's going to have this. And then it's going to have this. So this is the AB. Take a good look. So the AB is the most mutated blood type of us all, which means they have the universal plasma, because they have the plasma of the H, the plasma of the A, the plasma of the B, all in one. You see the A, you see the B and the A, and see the H? Okay? And that's RH negatives, okay? Here are the negatives, okay? Here's negative. All these are RH negative. Now, when you become RH positive, let me just make one, okay? I'm going to make one, all right? So let's say you are RH positive. Let's say you are H. RH positive. HRHD, right? HRHD. So when you have the HRHD, let's don't do it for the H, because when you get the A and the B and all, it's gonna be more on there. Okay. So when you have the HRHD, let's do the H. All right. Now when you have the RHD, it's gonna look like this. Make sense? It's going to look like this, which makes you positive when you were the O positive, okay? But now, remember, you have up to 22 different types. So you can have either different types, or you can have multiple different types when you are RH positive, because it's 1 to 22. So if you're what's known as a weak D, you will have just this one. If you are known as a weak D, you will have just this one. But if you're a regular RH positive, you will have something like this. Okay? And going for these, and let's say this was the B positive, right? It will look like this. Okay? So it will change. Okay? Oh, excuse me, chat. See, here's the B. Wait, where am I? That's A, that's B. Did I change it? Oh, no, it will change. I changed it over here. So let's say you were AB and you had the positive. It will change. You see how more things going around? So listen, the more you have of the monkey gene, of the RHD, of the ghost hominid, the more you're going to have around your blood cell. Do you know they have up to 10,000 different markers? Up to 10,000 different markers on the blood cell, because we as a people cannot stop mixing. But we can, but we just don't. All right? We can, but we just don't. We don't take the time to look at our blood types. We don't take the time to see what our kids' blood types are. We don't take the time to find out what our mother's and our father's blood type is. We don't take the time to find out what our origin is based on our blood types. So therefore, we just mixing it all around. And do you know there's over 56 different blood haplogroups today? Today. And the O negative does not belong to a blood haplogroup. We are the human being, the ancient human being. And the Neanderthals did not belong to a haplogroup. They are the Neanderthal or the Homo genus. And they also had an O blood. But it was a different type of O than ours. It was considered the Bombay, and it had different RH factors. Okay? And so did the Denisovan. And we didn't start changing until we all started mixing together. Creating the A, the B, the O, and the AB. Make sense? But there are still the O negative archaic humans. There are still the old Bombay still left, and there are still the old Denisovans still left. In Asia, they said, well, in India, the Bombay is 1 in 10,000, and there's almost a billion of them. So you know it's a lot of Neanderthals in that bitch, and they are dark, okay? So understand, that's the dark Neanderthals. Neanderthals have different colors just like humans did, okay? They didn't turn white until they mixed with us, which created the MCR1 or the SL45A or the SL452. So the Neanderthals weren't always white. People keep thinking that white people are Neanderthals. They are the mixtures of the human being what made them turn white. Albinism. It's like an albinism thing that the Africans are doing today. Make sense? So they are the humans. They just changed. We just explained to be positive. We'll talk about blood types in a minute. Let's keep going. We're still dealing with the article, okay? So now I just want to break that down. So when I talk about the A, B, the O, and all this, you guys can kind of get an understanding of what's happening, okay? And I learned all this from my doctors, okay? So let's go. However, biochemically, a different blood type, A, B, or O, is not very great. It depends only on a couple of sugars at the end of the chain, like I just showed y'all. All right? Like molecules that stick out from the red blood cell surface. Type A antigen has one type of sugar, type B has another, and O doesn't have anything, and the AB has the most. Make sense? Okay, so it says O still has a surface molecule, and that is the H. But without either of those sugars at the end that's caused so much trouble in persons who receive wrong blood, the biochemical has almost reached a point where there's a simple solution. Simply snipping off the terminal sugars, and any donated blood becomes blood type O. So they want to come back to the original blood. That's me. Everybody, all these scientists who found that they have all these things going on, they want to come back to the original human. And that's me and there's a couple of us in the chat right now. Whether no matter what your skin look like, if you carry the old ancestral line, you are part of the original human. You just have a few mutations, that's all. Okay? It works as an enzyme that does the snipping, but until recently, the process has been incomplete and expensive. The immune system, let me tell you something, chat. They do have a way, it's called the Rogam shot. If y'all don't know anything about that, go watch my video in that article right there. I'm gonna go watch my video in the profile, the Rogam shot. Keep tapping that screen, chat. If y'all want to support the channel for the information that you're finding today, you know how y'all gotta do it, right? So they got a thing called the Rogam shot, where they could turn Rh positives into Rh negatives, but they need an Rh negative mother. Make sense? All right. Yeah, we create all this right now. All right. The immune system is exquisitely sensitive to the ABO antigens, which means if a type A or B blood is converted to give to a type O recipient, the conversation really has to be complete. Every single one of those sugars on the red blood cell must be snipped, or it won't work. With the new biotechnical procedure, it now looks as though the ability to make a full conversion of human ABO blood types to type O is just around the corner. And this might be a lot easier than doing it with blood from pigs, like they're doing right now. All right. Plus, there's another solution around the corner that could make all of the discussion about alternative donors, whether human, ape, pig, or obsolete, synthetic blood just makes what we need from scratch. Then there's no antigens to worry about, human or otherwise. Now let me just explain something to you. Let me explain something to you real quick. This is why the doctors took my blood. Thank you, Russ, for the donation. This is why the doctors took my blood. Thank you for following the fan club too. They took my blood, and that's why they're studying me, because they're trying to make they're trying to make me. Not me per se, but me. And I kind of got walked into that. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry, chat. I kind of got walked into that because I was sick, chat. I didn't know what to do, chat. Yeah, they got clones. They got cloning. I could make a video about that too, you know. It's called CDA cloning. They can clone, you know. In this case, y'all know. We ain't gonna talk about that right now, Russ. I don't want to be hit for spreading misinformation. I gotta show the information first before we can talk about it. But it's true. Russ know what's up. Russ probably seen one of them videos already. All right, so all this means is that I want to let y'all know that there is a blood type. The ABO can be cloned, but there's only one blood type that cannot be cloned, and that is me. So if you ever see me, I'm the real one. I'm the real one. We never know who is. Hypothetically, right? Okay, let's get that out the way. Hypothetically, they can clone. Hypothetically. Now, we do know that China has already said they're making babies in in bottles right now. I forget, cryos, whatever. They're making humans right now in cryos. So, for example, that's not a false narrative. That's not misinformation. China has openly reported that they are now cloning human babies right now. They're making them right now, humans right now. And they don't need a mother. They don't need a mother right now. They're making them. So we don't know who the clone or not when it comes to that situation. Since we don't know how long they've been doing it. We also know they're cloning dogs. We also know they're cloning sheep. We know that's the first one we know about. We also know a lot of things, right? So they are cloning humans in China right now. And Disney already openly admitted on YouTube that they are cloning their actors using that same technology. Their actors are clones. Some of them. I don't know. That's what Disney said. Look, it's a video. It was on the news. Don't hold me to it. I got it on my channel. Go watch that channel. SFA right there. Go watch the channel. It's right there. Disney openly said, we are making our actors. They're making them. They're making them. And they said they had some flaws in some people and other. Do we call them people? I don't know. So let's keep on going. I know it gets heavy, chat, but that's what I'm here for. I'm the smartest chat on TikTok. ABO blood types. Okay, so this is the smartest group. When you can ask the group, you can ask a question. I'm quite sure one of my ABO fan members are in the chat, and they can definitely tell you exactly. Or one of my followers in the chat, and they can tell you exactly what you need to know while I'm still going on with the article. Make sense? So we got a little time ahead of y'all. I hope y'all got time because we got more to cover. We got more to cover. I hope y'all got time. So all this means is that it is unlikely you'll see blood banks and hospitals stocking up on blood products from apes in the near future because many similar, potentially less microbes options exist, whatever that word is, all right? But these non-human animals do constitute a potential alternative source to blood products, if ever the moment comes where they are needed. David Warrenfresh is an astrobiologist. We got to read this out. David Warrenfresh is an astrobiologist, physician, and science writer. Follow at Cosmic Evolution to read what he is saying on Twitter. Let me go ahead and get out of that. Go ahead and get the screenshot. I got to go ahead and prove it, chat. I got to go ahead and prove it. I got to prove it, chat. Because if I don't prove it, they're going to say, oh, everything, Spider Man, he's lying. I want to ban the chat. I want to get him banned. He's spreading misinformation. All this. I had to go in the whole appeal process yesterday, man. Try to get me out of here, man. All right, so look. This is my own studies. I don't need the site because I just cited, okay? Yes, animal blood, including blood from dogs, sheep, and calves, this is going to be in the book, okay, was injected into humans during experimental early blood transfusions in the 17th century. And I thought they said they banned it in the 1600s. You see that? You see that? You see what I'm talking about? They said they banned it. I thought they banned the ape to human, pig to human DNA. But here we are saying in the 17th century, French physician Jean-Baptiste Denis performed the first documented xenotransfusion animal to human in 1667, leading to severe reactions and eventually a ban of the practice in France. But he moved on, chat. He moved on, chat. He moved on to Africa. He moved on to every other. He moved on, chat. And he was doing a lot. And I'm going to put it in the book. I got the sites, but we ain't talking about that right now, okay? Initial experiments was in 1665 and 1667, following the successful dog-to-dog transfusion. He was even transfusing dogs back and forth. He was taking a Rottweiler mixed with chick. Man, we got Rottweilers mixed with Chihuahuas today, man. We got Rottweilers mixed with Chihuahuas today. They was mixing blood back then with the dogs too, man. The dog walk around. They don't know if it's a Chihuahua or Rock no more. You know what I'm saying? So he did a success with that by Richard Lower. Doctors experimented with animal blood to treat human illnesses. So this is what they did. They thought humans, since back in Europe time, right after the Moors left and all this, the Neanderthals really didn't have it together. Primarily, the Neanderthal ancestral, the Neanderthal, the MCR1 humans, they really didn't have it together back then. So a lot of them was being depressed. A lot of them was coming up with mental illness. You see how they wasn't washing themselves, and the queen. I know, I'm quite sure y'all see some of these videos suffering around. How they used to have maggots in their hair. They used to eat tapeworms to lose weight, and they didn't know what to do. They took over because of warfare. They tricked us, right? Because they learned our ways. They tricked us, but they didn't know what to do. They didn't know how to take over. They didn't know, you get what I'm saying? They didn't know what to do. So they thought by if we give a human a dog blood, since the dogs listen to us, maybe the human may listen to. That's what their ideas. That's what their ideas. If we give a human some dog blood, maybe he'll heal like Fido did. And that's a fact, chat. Believing it could transfer vigor or cure madness. That's what they did. So there's humans today with dog DNA because of John Dennis Baptiste mixing blood with dogs and animals and cows and lion, tigers, and bears and shit. I'm just making that up, TikTok. Not lions, tigers, and bears. Okay, just making that up. All right. The results, while some recipients initially survived, okay, dog, cow, sheep, lamb, they survived. They often suffered severe reactions, including fever, black urine, kidney failure, and this was due to the immune system attacking the foreign blood. We talking about the O's. There were still O's up there. There were still O's up there, and they were the humans, goddammit, and they were having reactions. They weren't supposed to have no goddamn animals and shit. You just taking shit, put shit in anybody. You don't even care. You don't even care. You don't even know about blood types, baby. You just mixing anything. All right, so the ban. Let's talk about the ban. This is gonna be in the book, chat. Don't worry, it's gonna be in the book. The ban, following the death of a patient and subsequent legal battles, the French government banned animal-to-human blood transfusions in 1670. Now, didn't they just say a minute ago? Listen to this now. They said 1670, right? But listen to this. Yes, animal blood, including blood from dogs, sheep, calves, was injected in humans during the spiritual era, during an transfusion in the 17th century. So even though he was banned in France, he still was doing it in other places. He still was doing it. He just left France. He still did it. He didn't stop. He kept going. He just left France, chat. I got my good here today. You know what I'm saying? They ain't glitching me up. All right? So, starting to feel little situations going on. How much time I got? Got a little more time, chat. So, you get what I'm saying, chat? So, he still was doing it today, chat. He was still doing it in the 17th century. All right? So, the science. Now, listen to this now. Listen to the words. These and later experiments in the 19th century, I thought he was banned. Chat, we was in the 19th century. Chat, who you think he was doing it to? Wasn't that slavery back then? Didn't they have slavery back then? Who you think they was doing it to? Besides themselves. I'll let you guys answer that, okay? So, these and later experiments in the 19th century showed that while small amounts might not immediately kill, so what they were doing was putting small amounts, not big amounts, foreign red blood cells generally clumped together and broke down, making it highly incompatible for some patients, okay? That's the Britannica, okay? That's the Britannica, okay? I can find out if the human picked the human in the Britannica, experiments, and they were experimenting. You know they was hitting them slaves up. I mean, we don't have to guess that. We could look at the Tuskegee Institute when they was hitting us with the syphilis. We could look at what they did to our people when they came over with the measles, the mumps, and we know that he wasn't getting punished for doing that. We don't even have to guess that. We could look at history today and know that a lot of these foreigners who today could do things to the American Indian Negroes and nothing don't happen. Do you know the American Indians didn't become citizens to their own land until 1924? What the fuck? They didn't become citizens to these people wouldn't even allow us to become citizens of our own lands until 1924, Chad. But that's history, okay? So the goals, let's find out what the goals is, right? So this, I don't want to skip over. So key details of historical lamb to human transfusions. Now this is the key details to historical lamb to human transfusions, okay? Tap that screen, let's try to make it to 40,000, okay? Baptiste Dennis injected 9 ounces. 9 ounces, is that what? 9 ounces. Now I want to say this, chat. If I'm saying something over here that you may disagree with, you guys and girls may disagree with, let's turn the channel. Let's turn. You don't got to ban the chat for those who want to learn. Just turn the channel. Okay? So, because I see right now, it's probably only my subscribers. I don't know. Right? I don't know if I'm shadow banned. I don't even know if I'm shadow, like they restricted my life. I don't know if they still letting that go. Thank you for the donation. Okay, so I think I'm still good. Okay? Thank you for the donation. I'm still good. So it says, first transfusion was 1667. John Baptiste Dennis injected 9 ounces of sheep blood into a 15-year-old boy who initially survived. Thank you for the donation. Human boy, that is. Okay? Other patients in 1667, Richard Law and Emond King transfused blood from a lamb into a man named Arthur Conga, and he survived. It gets quiet over here after a while. It gets quiet after a while. All right, the goal. Doctors hope that using the blood of innocent animals could cure diseases of mental illness. So they thought during the 1600s when they wrote that Bible, the lost sheep, could they be talking about y'all? I'm just, not y'all meaning my chat. You get what I'm saying? Those who have the sheep blood. Could they be meaning the lost sheep? I don't know. At this moment, they literally talking about the lost sheep. Okay? So, I don't want to make fun of it, but the bottom line is blood from calves and other animals was injected into humans during the 17th century, and some people did survive the procedures. These experiments, known as xenotransfusions between different species, were initially believed to cure diseases by introducing pure animal blood into humans, but they were generally dangerous and often fatal. This is the publicdigest.com, okay? So yes, pig blood components and organs have been used in or connected to human patients, with some, particularly in modern high control or experimental settings, surviving the periods of time. Historical attempts, early 1900s, fell due to immune rejection, but advancements in genetic engineering has enabled recent successful short-term or in some cases long-term trials, scientific.com. So they letting you know that they doing it, bro. They doing it, okay? So let's get into the differences of the antigens, okay? Let's get into the differences of the antigens. This is my own information right here, right? All that's my own, but we're gonna deal with it from. I'm gonna give you the article, okay, where I got my information from. It's called Blood Group and Red Cell Antigens. This is a book that you can't purchase, all right? But I'm giving it to you. Matter of fact, I'm giving it to you as a jewel, all right? It's called Blood Group and Red Cell Antigens. Thank you for joining the fan club. If you joined the fan club, I'm not sure, but thank you if you did, right? It's from the ncbi.nlm.nih.gov. And this is going to show you the differences in the different species of human beings today and why we are not the same as Africans today. And so that's why I was saying we are not the Africans today, all right? The ancient old has always been the human being. We were never called Africans millions of years ago. We was over there, we was over here, we was everywhere. The out of Africa theory is just the Neanderthals mixing and coming out of Africa and spreading it. That's where the out of Africa theory came from, okay? So O positive, let's go here. O positive carries only the Rh antigen and the H antigen. I know y'all had questions about the blood types. We're about to get into it, okay? So O positive, okay? You guys are just the next, y'all got the second level of the pure bloods, okay? So if you're O positive, no matter if you're Neanderthal white or you're black Negro white, black Negro melanated or African first, it don't matter. If you are O positive, you are the carrier of only one thing, and that is the Rh antigen of the ghost hominid and the H antigen of the human being. Make sense? You have the RHD and you have the human being. That makes sense? That makes sense? Okay. The O negative just only has the human being, the H antigen, and that's it. So over When we're dealing with the RH antigens, we talking about the 5 main ones that focus on are the D, the C, the little c, the big E, and the little c. That's what they name them. Hey, look, that's how they named them, okay? So when testing the combination, it usually comes out big C, little c, or big E, little e, right? The D antigen sites on the RBC can be ranging. Now listen to this now. This is what I was trying to tell y'all. When you have the monkey gene of these antigens, they can range from 10,000 to 33,000 on one blood cell. You see that? I'm going to say it again. 10,000 antigens on one blood cell. 10,000. They use a xeno microscope or something like that. All right, so when we discuss empirical blood groups or transfusions in science, you got to know that the blood types are different because of these antigens. So you can have up to 10,000 to 33,000 on your blood cells. That's the O, okay? Or that's the ABO, matter of fact. I'm sorry. When you're dealing with the RHD, we're not talking about just the O. The O is the O has the least amount. The O has 1 to 22. The O positive has 1 to 22 that can mutate to 45. That's it. 45 different antigens around your cell of the same RHD clone, whatever it is, right? But when you're dealing with the AB and the ABO, the AB and AB, you're dealing with over 10,000 to 33,000 different types of protein, antigens, and sugars, right? So the RHD and the RHCE, now listen to this. Over here in America, we have what's known as the RHD, little c, little e, okay? Now over in Africa, they have what's known as the RHD, the RH, excuse me, where I'm at. They have the RHCE, the big C, big E. What makes us different? What makes us different? That's what separates us right there. The mutations. That's why I said we are not the Africans of today. That we're not disrespecting Africa, we're different. We're not Africans, and they know it. They have a ghost hominid antigen, and we don't have as much because we're over here, and we're isolated from them primarily until they came in and did whatever they had to do. So it got into us eventually, and it's mutating as we speak. But it's not as much as they have had 300 to 500,000 years of mutations. So they have more than we have. Okay, so they have more of the bipedal ape. They have more of the hominid. They have more of the Neanderthal. They have more of the Denisovan than we do. We only carry a small amount because of the them coming over here 1492 to now. All right. So when we're dealing with the RHD of the Caucasian and the Native American, aka the Asian haplotype, we talking about the big D, the big C, little e. That's what separates us. Okay. When we talking about the blacks, all right, we talking about the big D, the little c, the little e. See how it's changing around? The Caucasians have the big D, the big C, the little e. The blacks have the RHD, big D, little c, little e. That makes us different. The Africans have the RHD, the RH, the big H, the big C, the big E. It's a hybrid RHD gene of a ghost hominid. We are not the same. Now, the genomes are mixed around. So when they take the DNA test, they're just looking at the genomes. They're looking at genomes. They're not looking at antigens. They're looking at genomes. They're trying to say you the same. And that's not the truth. Your blood type determines your origins, okay? So when you're dealing with a weak D, we have found that 1% of Caucasians have it, and there are more weak D, or should I say the O positive only has 1 to 5, or 1 to 22, that's considered a weak D. And they're morely found in African, aka the Amerindians of America. We don't have that much goat. We don't have that much monkey gene. We just don't. We just don't. So for them to call us monkey is a really disrespect. It's a misnomer. All right. So we don't have that much. And Caucasians, they don't have that much weak D. All right. They have more than we have because of Africa mixing and all that other stuff. Right. So yes, Neanderthals introduced a specific related gene, including the HLA, human hepatitis antigen, class 1 gene, into the humans through interbreeding. So they gave us a different type of antigen because of interbreeding. So the Neanderthals had a different RH gene. It was a class 1 gene. And then once it gets in your system, it's ubiquitous. It ain't coming out. Okay? It ain't coming out to generation That's it. All right? That goes for the RHD as well. But again, I must want to say, every once in a while, you'll have somebody like me pop out of this. That's why I say we're the same humans of the different species, okay? So in the black community, we say black, which is actually no such thing, but it's a misnomer. But we're going to just say it because we can identify, right? In the black community, whether you guys know it or not, you are more American Indian than anybody who claimed to be that. You are more based on our population than anybody claiming to be that. So I can understand why half of us is incarcerated right now, because we are the human beings. Half of us is incarcerated, and we're doing a lot of fuck shit to each other, and we don't even know that they are psychologically conditioning us to destroy ourselves internally. And we must understand that we come from a royal bloodline, and we need to stop doing that shit, man. All right? Stop doing that bum ass shit. Okay? Stop doing that fuck shit. Come together. Stop doing that fuck shit. Fleece Johnson type shit and all that. Cut that shit out. Thank you for the donations. Cut that dumb ass shit out, man. All right? We the American Indians. Cut that shit out. They got y'all so fucked up that y'all just, damn. We got to stop. We not producing anymore. They are producing with our daughters. And we got to stop before they wipe us all the way out. And then what? Then what? Now they're going to really call you the monkey. Because now they're going to be purifying their race. And we're going to be monkeying us up. Monkeying around. You get what I'm saying? And I'm not talking about one or another. I'm just saying, I'm just talking to my brothers and sisters who keep being YNs and keep going to jail and doing all this time and butt fucking each other in the wrong kind of ways. And it's not right. We are the pure bloods and we turning into animals. And we ain't even the animals. We ain't even the animals, according to our DNA. So let's keep going. Let's keep going. So we know that Dennis did all this, right? We covered that, right? Let's get down to it. Let's get down to it, chat. I'm going to thank y'all for hanging in. I know it's kind of, sometimes class can be boring. But, hey, if you want to know the truth, you got to hang in there, right? If you went to college, you got your BA. If you went to college, you got your master's. If you got your PhD, you got your MS, you got your AS, whatever you got. You had to sit your tail in class, and you had to do what you had to do. So sit your ass in this orientation, okay? So, yes, Neanderthals had Rh antigens on their red blood cells. Thank you for the donations. Appreciate you for supporting the channel, right? Possessing a unique, rare variant within the Rh system that different from most modern humans. So, yes, the people of the Neanderthals had a monkey gene, but it was not the ghost hominid of Africa. Africa gave them that. They had a different kind. They had one still, but it was a different kind than the kind that came from Africa. And when them two met, it made more different situations. Make sense? Which makes us different than them. Okay? So, let's keep going. Possessing a unique rare variant within the Rh system that differs from most modern humans. A 2021 study revealed that Neanderthals had a specific RHD allele and restricted low diversity blood group profile, indicating distinct Rh factor that was incompatible with the Homo sapien and the Denisovan. So what they're saying is the Denisovans weren't even the same as the Neanderthals of the Caucasus Mountains. They were a different breed, but they were all bipedal apes. But they weren't even. Did you know that the Denisovans of Asia mixed with the Caucasian became Caucasian? They were Caucasus at first. They were called the Neanderthals, not no Caucasus nothing, but they were from the Caucasus Mountains. So they were the Caucasus Neanderthals. And the Denisovans were from the Siberian Mountains, and they were called the Denisovans. And when them two mixed together, they created the Caucasian. Make sense? Okay, so let's keep on going. Key findings regarding Neanderthal Rh antigens. A unique Rh variant, this is from my book, y'all, this is from my book, all right? A unique Rh variant, Neanderthals possess a distinct rare Rh variant often cited as part of the RHD system. This is largely absent, is a largely absent RHD system that is largely absent in modern humans except in rare instances. So that means people today do not carry many of the Rh antigens of this Denisovan or of the carcass one, right? Which means they have more Asia than they do of the carcass, all right? But they do have the carcass in there, okay? But not as much as the Asiatic Rh antigens. Make sense? So the incompatibility with the Homo sapiens. Now remember, the ancient humans were not the Homo sapiens. I want y'all to understand that because you got to watch my lives to understand that, okay? The unique Rh antigen was the incompatible blood type of Homo sapiens and Denisovans. So we all had different blood types. We could not mix. But the woman could. They could be only one. It's called Rh sensitization. So what happens is a Denisovan woman could take a human baby first, and then she's going to go back to Denisovan. Caucasian woman could take a human baby first, and then it will go back to Caucasian. A human woman can have a Neanderthal or Denisovan baby first, and then it will go back to human. This is why we have the MCR1 today. So even if a Neanderthal, we didn't have abortion centers back then. So when a human woman of the H antigen had a Neanderthal baby, it would create half Neanderthal, half human. And it would be what's known as the A blood type, a.k.a. the coin says people that's living today. 300 to 500,000 to 700,000 years ago. Okay? That's what we created. One moment, chat. We created that, right? And they were known as the two sisters. So what happened was when the Neanderthal took our daughters, they made two women that came back into Africa because they needed to be born, right? I don't know if I'm saying it right. Yeah, the coin said, I don't know how to say it. I know my language is terrible, right? But these people are known to have the AOO blood type. That's the ancient African blood type of the out of Africa theory, right? And the two sisters came back with those antigens and mixed back into Africa with that ghost hominid and created what we have today of what's called Africa, of the RHCE, big all everything. We separated them from us because we was over here as the humans. They were over there as the humans. We was over here as the humans. While they was over there mixing with the Caucasian of the Caucasus Mountains, not Caucasian, but they wasn't Asian yet. When they were mixing with the Caucasus Neanderthals, they were making coin says Asiatic looking people. And they were going out of Africa into Asia, mixing with the Denisovan, creating a new breed. Homo heidelbergensis, Homo ringiensis, you get Homo habilis. You get what I'm saying? And these different mixtures were creating different type of hominid type, human type beings. Make sense? All right, so go watch my video right here in this channel. If you don't know about the coin says people, go watch my video revisiting the out of Africa theory. Something about that. You'll see it. You'll see me right there. Go watch the video. It'll tell you exactly what it is. All right? And all the sites are there. All the mandated forms are there. All the articles are being cited. You'll go ahead and get it from the National Institute of Health. You get it from the Red Cross and everything like that. Go check it out over there. Okay, KOD? All right, so now the incompatibility with entities, they weren't compatible with, nobody was compatible with anybody, but the women could have the babies one time. And after that, if they got pregnant again by these so-called, homogeneous, beings, they would make the O. Keyword, we have the O white people today of the MCR1. So the black woman would make them first, then her body would say, hell nah, that don't belong here. We're going to do RA sensitization. So now next time one of them Neanderthals came out the cage and did some bullshit in the middle of the night and raped took one of our daughters. I want to say the wrong words here. It took one of our daughters, or even she did it openly. I don't think she would, but it took one of our daughters and she ended up getting pregnant because we didn't have no form of abortion. The baby that she would have, no matter if it came out looking like them, hairy and all that, it would be an O. And then we'll come back into Africa and mix, and then there we go. Now we have the MCR1 of the pigmented light European today, or all of the white people today who came out of Africa. The white people are more closer to Africa than they are to us. Just want to let you know that. Okay? So now, and they tell you that they come from the Eve gene. They tell you that openly. They openly tell you that they come from the Eve gene. Okay? The H antigen. They come from us. They had done told you that. I'm the Adam gene, and the woman of the O negative was the E gene. And we can make one, as long as there were no complications. A lot of times, the big scars of the Neanderthal, let me show you how it look. A lot of times, the big scars of the Neanderthal would rip our women open, and they would unalive themselves. Well, they'll be unalived. A lot of times, excuse me, chat, they glitching me. A lot of times, these big scars would rip the human woman in half. In half. And the child would survive, and not the woman. Okay? Creating more of that variant in our people. Okay? So let's get that done. So, when we're dealing with the maternal, non-fetal Rh incompatibility, where Neanderthal mother's immune system could attack the red blood cell fetus seared by a Homo sapien or a Denisovan male. So they were not compatible either. It said could. If there were complications it will create a hemolytic disease in them too as well. Because I told you the Neanderthals had an O blood as well. It's called the Bombay blood group. Watch my video on that channel. The Bombay blood group is the O blood, but it's a different type of O blood. It's a Neanderthal O, not the H antigen O, because it does not have the H antigen. I think I said that in the beginning of the show. All right? So the impacts on survival. Researchers suggest this incompatibility could have caused severe neonatal hemolytic disease, contributing to low reproductive success and the eventually extinction of the Neanderthals, which means our mothers were stronger than their mothers were. Our mothers could have their babies, but their mothers could not. And we found that the Neanderthal males, even the Caucasian today, are becoming sterile because of the sun and because of the what you call it, the rays or whatever, certain rays. So Europe is not even having that many babies no more. They are becoming sterile, and now you'll see more interracial marriages than ever. And if you growing up like me, I don't know if y'all noticed or not. I'm past my 40s, chat. I just look young. And if you was growing up like me, all right, you would know that we've never had no interracial, none of that. All right, not on TV, nowhere. It was what? That had to be really under the cover, or it was gonna be melee. Okay, so now they just openly saying, "Oh, intermarriage." You know why? They're genetics, okay? That's just the truth. And even Joe Biden, before he left the presidency, would tell you that in 2050 or something like that, or 2060 or something like that, the whole world's going to be melanated. So, take it as you want. Even scientists are saying that. The whole world's going to be melanated eventually. So which means they're going to mix into us, put that Neanderthal DNA in us, and we're going to go back to the mixed breeds of the Neanderthals because we're not coming back to the O or the O negatives because they had you believing it was theirs. They had you believing that the white people were the only ones with O negative blood. They got y'all. And they never had it. I got the evidence. They did get it eventually. But the Neanderthals, let me forget, the white people do have it. But the Neanderthals never had it. So the white people are not the Neanderthals, okay? They are the descendants of the Neanderthals. So I see a lot of people calling white people Neanderthals. Well, you can kind of say it because they are the descendants of the Neanderthals. Like they call us Africans. And we do have some descendants of Africa in us. So if y'all going to call us African, we can call y'all Neanderthals. Y'all don't want to call us what we are, the American Indian. So, if y'all tell us to go back to Africa, which we don't come, we come from the whole planet. We could go back any way we want to go. But you, in turn, if you want to be racist, you got to go back to the caves. I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? So be careful when you're talking out the mouth like that. All right? All them sundown towns and all that. All right? So genetic diversity. The Neanderthals displayed low genetic diversity overall, but shared specific ancient ABO blood group alleles with early sub-Saharan Homo sapiens. I told you. The Africans. The Neanderthals mixed with the Africans first, out of Africa. That's where they got that from. So let's get down to the last one, chat. Y'all made it. I thank y'all for hanging in there. We got the last one of the book, and this is also part of my book. Whenever y'all see that blue, that's my book. That one of my college students. I got a few college students, that they study biology, they study psychology, and all these other things, and they're gonna be writing these books up and publishing them so they can be published right for you guys, okay? So we can have shelves so we can teach our children the truth about the American Indian, the truth about the American Negro, the truth about our DNA. Instead of saying we the gods, prove it, right? It's one thing to say it. It's another thing when you can prove it. It's another thing when you can prove it. All right? That's all I'm saying. I'm not hating on nobody. I'm just saying, if you're going to say something, stand on business. And I want you to know also today, the MCR1, other white people who have the old blood, is us. They just got the Neanderthal genome, not the, how I say this. They have the phenotype. They have the outward look, but not the inward. Okay? So you got to be careful when you disrespecting anybody today, because you don't know. They just the albinism of our people. And they just got them genomes, okay? Like we have African genomes. Don't make us African, but we have African genomes. Like we have monkey gene today. Don't make us the goddamn monkeys, but we have the monkey genomes today, right? So most white people of the ABO, if they're not Bombay blood group, they have the MCR1, the SL145A, the SL45A, I believe, the SL45A2, and that makes them have a lighter pigmentation. It's a mutation. So outwardly, they have the Neanderthal pigmentation, the Neanderthal outward look, but inside, they are just us. They have the Eve gene. Go check out Jane Elliott, okay? So here we go. The last segment, okay? We're talking about the H antigen, okay? We're talking about the human being, all right? The ancient human. Now, if you look at this right here, it'll tell you right here. Everybody comes from the H, okay? Everybody that's living today, if you're not Bombay, if you're not the RH Golden Blood, if you're not the Sawana, you come from the human beings, okay? No matter what you look like, no matter what you look like, okay? So check your, if you're O negative and you're a Caucasian, if you want to know if you belong to the humans, they have an H antigen test that you can take. Because a lot of times, I'm going to put this in there. If you are mixing with an O blood of the Caucasian, and it says that he's not the father, you might want to take an H antigen test because he may be the Bombay. And when they take the test, it says that he's not going to be the father of your baby because he is not human. He just had the human phenotype. No H antigen. If you don't have H antigen, you are human because you have eyes, nose, mouth, walk upright, all that. But you are not of the O blood human. You are of the Neanderthal O blood human. I don't want to say human. He belongs to the Homo genus. So does the Denisovans and everybody else. So we're all human beings. But he is not the H antigen human. He is not us. He is not us. Okay? So if you have a Caucasian and it says he's not the father, say take the H antigen test. If he's not A, B, or AB, take the H antigen test. And if it says he doesn't have the H antigen, his ass is the Bombay. He's still the goddamn father. Okay, let's keep on going. The H antigen is a carbohydrate sequence of sugars found on the red blood cell, which is known as the RBCs, and in bodily fluids. Okay, let me get a little drink, y'all. Let me get a little drink. We almost have AC beat me up back here. In bodily fluids. Okay, it is the precursor, which means the beginning, to the A and B antigens in the ABO blood group system and plays a key role in blood transfusion compatibility and RBC recognition. Functions act as a scaffold for A and B antigens and is present in its unaltered form in blood type O. So I told you the H, the human being, is blood type O. Okay? You can go get that from the Red Cross yourself. All right? Look that up at the Red Cross and it'll let you know what blood type O is, the H antigen. Okay? And every blood type, the A, B, and the O has the H antigen. Again, unless you're the Bombay and you have the Neanderthals, like I just discussed a minute ago. All right? And yeah, they do not carry the H. Excuse me, chat. So, the prevalence found in 99.9 of RBCs. Okay? 99.9. The O is found in all you motherfuckers. So before, and this is why I don't understand how y'all can hate your ancestors so much. I don't understand how the Caucasian can hate their ancestors so much. Y'all come from us. That's crazy. You beating up your daddies. I'm just joking, chat. Just joking. So, this is a way that you guys can understand that, you know, you're looking at the ancestors. Those pyramids, that was us. And I'll prove it. Because where are the pyramids today? If the true African was the pyramid builder, they've been over there still. Nobody removed them. Why they ain't built no more pyramids? Because they're not the pyramid builders. The ones who had the ancient knowledge was the ones they took away. The ones who had the ancient knowledge are the ones they conditioned. The one who have the ancient knowledge of the ancient mound builders, which are older than everything on the planet, are the original mound builders and original pyramid makers. Whether it be Machu Picchu, whether it be Sudan, whether it be Egypt. It was the H antigen. You could look at the phenotypes of those there, and you will see the human being. Okay, so let's keep on. Genetics. The FUTI gene in the H loci encodes the H antigen expression on RBCs. Blood type H antigen is high in type O and lowest in type AB. Okay, so the further you get away from the A, the further you get away from, so this is clear. This is the National Institute of Health now. I don't want y'all getting mad at me. I want y'all to see it now. I gotta cite it. When I write the book, it got to be cited, okay? This is my book here. It's got to be cited though, okay? So the H antigen is the fundamental human antigen, serving as the essential precursor for the A and B blood group antigen. It is a carbohydrate chain found on the surface of the red blood cells in almost all humans. Notice how I say almost, because not all humans have the H antigen, okay? With the highest concentration in O blood types. When you become AB, you lose the human. You get more of the non-human Denisovans. When I say non-human, I gotta specify the non-H, okay? They belong to the Homo genus. Oh, don't forget that. They belong to the Homo genus, okay? Which means they walk upright. You know, that's human beings, okay? So the Denisovans were human beings, a different type, different species. The Neanderthal were human beings, a different type, a different species. The archaic humans, aka the H antigen, were human beings, our type, our species. So when I say they're humans, I'm talking about us. So I ain't talking about disrespecting them. I want to say non-humans because they didn't have the H, okay? So that means non-human H, okay? Not non-human. I'm going to do the book. But I got to get, listen, the scholars are on it. Yo, listen, we got to get these sites right. We got to worry about copyrights and all this. I got the masters on it. I got masters on it right now. They on it right now. Okay, we on it. Don't worry. It's not something that you could do overnight. You have to really take the time to make sure that you don't mess this up because copyright infringement is serious, okay? So let's go ahead. Key details about the H antigen. All right, roles. It is the base structure upon which enzymes add sugars to create the A or the B antigen. That means them antigens, okay? I just showed y'all a graph a minute ago, all right? Let me show you the sugars, okay? Here we are, the graphs. We're talking about the sugars, all right? See the graph of the H? Here's the A. Here's the B. Here's the AB, the most mixed of all. And here how they look when they, excuse me, child. And that's how it looks when they got the monkey gene, the Rh antigens, okay? So it's just a lot of stuff going on, okay? A lot. And this is why a lot of the A, B, and the A, B, and AB can have a higher amount of heart attacks because your cells are so packed with stuff. It can get cluttered up if you have a lot of cholesterol. Okay, so I'll do a video about the blood type, the susceptibilities of illnesses and the blood types as well. I did that already. Blood type O don't worry about that. Blood type O, you ain't gonna have that issue. Just watch it. Your issue is carbohydrates. Blood type O, carbohydrates. Don't do it. I warn you. Don't do it. You're supposed to eat vegetables, fruits, fish, and meat. With lean meat, that is, okay? I'm going to say it again for the O's. Vegetables, fruits, fish, and meat. Stay your ass away from sugar unless it's honey. Stay your ass away from sugar unless it's sugar cane. Sugar is not your friend. Sugar is not your people's, okay? It is not your people's. You're going to get diabetes, okay? So that is one of the, so we not, just because we the old don't mean we impenetrable. But we live the longest, okay? Us and the A's, okay? So we live the longest. So just understand, if you take care of yourself, you'll be here for a long time. All right, so here it is. Roles. Key details about the H antigen roles. All right? It is the base structure upon which enzymes and sugars, I think I read that already. I'm sorry about that, chat. All right, and we're dealing with the deficiency, okay? We're talking about the Bombay chat. We're talking about the non-human humans, okay? The non-human humans, if that makes sense. The cousins. So you know what? I'll just say the cousins. Because that's what they call them, the cousins. Now, we're dealing with the cousins right now, okay? They are not us. Kenton Lamar said it best. They're not like us, okay? So the deficiency, where? Occurring in 1 in 8,000. The Bombay now, the non-H. Listen to what I'm telling y'all. Put your ears on. It's the smartest chat in TikTok when it comes to the ABO. The deficiency of non-H antigens, no human antigen, make sure you know that, the cousins, is 1 in 8,000 people in Taiwan. There are Neanderthals in Taiwan. All right? There's 1 in 10,000. Now, you know it's billions, it's millions, it's hundreds of millions in India. 1 in every 10,000 is the Bombay without the H. So when you don't have the H, I got to call you a Neanderthal. What else I'm going to call you? I got to call you the cousin. What else I'm going to call you? You don't have the H. You don't have the H. I can't call you human if you don't have the H. I can call you human, a human being, a humankind, if that makes you better. But I'm going to have to call you the cousins, okay? So 1 in 8,000 in Taiwan. So Taiwan got a lot of people. So guess what? 1 in 8,000 is not the human being. Excuse me, it's not the H human. It's complicated, chat. So how about this? I say 1 in 8,000 is not the H. That sound better? Because I don't want to offend nobody, right? So 1 in 8,000 does not have the H, which I consider to be the Neanderthals, because they did not have the HO human antigen, okay? The H is the human antigen, okay? We also have 1 in 10,000 in India, and it's over 1 billion in India, so you know it's a lot of them in there that don't have the H antigen, okay? So we don't have to consider them the cousins, right? And we also have them in Europe. Don't forget that. One, they say 1 in a million in Europe. You know they're gonna try to do that, but I'm gonna try to say 1 in a million, yeah. Now, the study's still out on that. But you know what? Europe has been messing with the Moors for a long time. So, you know, they might be right, all right? And they did it, mixed with the Indians too. And they brought the Indians back to Europe too. The American Indian Negroes. So, you know what I'm saying? Oh, listen, again, when you talk about when you talk about blood types, do you know what his blood type was? Do you know? Because until you don't know, and if you don't know, you can't say how he lived so long. You got to know the blood type. And the A blood lives long as well. As long as you take care of yourself, anybody can live long. The Asians live long. You just got to know how to take care of yourself. Anybody in the world can live long if they don't have these illnesses or whatever. As long as you know what your blood type is, know what your body makeup is, know what your goods and your bads are, and as long as you do those things, you too can have a long life. Just that simple. Just that simple. Anybody can have a long life. Like, for example, B bloods need to watch for their cholesterol. As long as they don't eat fatty foods and they watch their cholesterol, they ain't going to have no issues. A bloods need to watch cholesterol. Eat more greens. So is the B blood. They need to eat more greens because they have the chimpanzee, the B bloods have the gorilla more makeup. So they want to go more vegetable, right? As long as they do more vegetable and watch out for all that meat and just use it as a garnish because they got the H antigen today, they're going to be okay. But if they want to act like they want to keep eating Popeyes, like they're the O's, then yep, 50-60. You feel me? So everybody has a weakness. Everybody has a strength. You just got to know what your makeup is. That's why it's important to know what the blood type is. And then you can learn how to eat right for your blood type. And know what your parents' blood type is too. Because you can have an A, but that don't mean you got an A and an O, a small expression O, because, you don't know if your mother was A, your father was A, but that means you both have a small expression O. You don't know if your mother was O, your father was A. Your mother was A, your father was O. You don't know if your grandmother was A. You don't know. So you need to know what your blood makeup is saying so you can know what your expressions are. And then you can adapt to how you need to eat to survive. So when we're explaining the age and antigens and the genetic connection, it all got to do with the blood types, okay? So let's keep on going. So Bombay phenotype. See? Phenotype. If y'all don't know what that means, if y'all don't know what phenotype means, that means the way you look. The way you look. All right? The Bombay has a human phenotype, but they can be considered the cousins because they do not have the genotype. Okay? So somebody could look like you. Like the Africans look like the Indians, right? The American Indian, the Negroes. But we are not because we have different genotypes. All right? But we have the same phenotypes. Some of us. You know what I'm saying? So let's go. So the Bombay phenotype, people inactive copies of the FUT1 lack the H antigen. Keyword lack. All right? Lacks the H antigen, okay? I just stretched it. Hold the chat. Getting stiff over here, all right? So it lacks the H antigen on the RBC, resulting in the production of anti-H antibodies. So it's anti-human. This makes their blood incompatible with all but other Bombay individuals, all cousins. Go ahead and check that out at the National Institute of Health. Bombay blood type it in. The antigen deficiency lacks the H antigen and therefore A and B antigens on the red blood cell, which is the precursor for normal blood types. They do not have the A, the B, or the H antigen of the O. So do we consider them to be the human beings? The humans of the H? See how it's just all over the place? It's all over the place. They done confuse us so much, man. It sounds like but the truth sounds stranger than fiction sometimes. All right? So let's go. Antibody presence. All right? Serum contains. Keep tapping that screen trying to get to 40,000, y'all. All right? Antibody presence. Serum contains anti-A, anti-B, and strong anti-H. So that means they can't take the A, they can't take the B, and they can't take the H. They are not us. They look like us. They look like us, but they are not us. So there are people walking around who look like you and I, but guess what? They are not. Okay? Transfusion contracts. Individuals can only receive red blood cells from other Bombay phenotype donors. Bombay phenotype, not genotype. The way they look. See, they look like us. Okay? Misdiagnosis is another one. Now listen to this. In routine testing, Bombay is typically mistaken for O due to no reaction to the anti-A, anti-B, and is incompatible with type O during cross-matching. The National Institute of Health chat. All that came from the National Institute of Health chat. So when they take a blood test, it's going to say they O blood because it doesn't have a human antigen. So it won't be able to, it won't mix with the H or it won't mix with the A or the B. It'll say it ain't neither one of those, and it'll say it's an O because it doesn't have an H antigen. So you'll automatically think it's the O, but then it's not even the O either because it doesn't have human antigen. It's the Bombay. So that's why you have to have an anti-H antigen test. They have an H antigen test that they give them. All right. So when you are impregnated by a Bombay blood group, and it will say he's not the father. You need to then say, if he's blood type O, I need to have an anti-H test to make sure he's human. H human. I mean, to make sure he's the H antigen. That's all. We don't want to say nothing dumb, right? Because they're like, he is human. You know, a lot of people don't understand this knowledge. So you say, I need to have an anti-H test to make sure he has the H antigen of the Homo sapiens that's living today, of the modern humans. Makes sense. That way you can know. That way it won't be offensive, right? So when we're dealing with the golden blood, chat, give me a second, chat. Because if y'all don't know it or not, let me show y'all something real quick, chat. Let me show y'all something real quick, chat. Let me tell y'all what I'm dealing with, all right? If y'all don't know this, I'm going to let y'all know because I'm going to give y'all a little secret, okay? Look, chat, I'm dealing with this, chat. Let me show you, look. Let me get out the way. I got to stretch it for a minute. See that on my back? I messed my back up, chat. I got to get surgery on that, chat. All right, so I got to stretch for a little bit. Y'all give me a second, all right? Y'all give me a second. I'll be back in a second. I got to stretch a little bit. Chat. Give me like 2 minutes. All right, chat. I'm back, chat. I'm back, chat. I'm back. I had to get a little stretch. chat. Had to scratch it out. Let's get back to it. I got my soft chair. Don't worry. I got my soft chair. I'm doing all right. Sometimes I gotta get that stiffness up the back. Yeah. So yeah. I'm only human. Okay. I'm not perfect. I'm only human. All right. So let's keep on going. We talking about the RH norm. All right. The golden blood is characterized by a complete absence. Now listen to this now. They will say, oh, the golden blood is the most purest. The golden blood is this and that. The golden blood, right? You always hear this about the golden blood. Let's deal with the golden blood, shall we? All right. The golden blood, the RH norm, right? The RH norm, right? That right there. Y'all know I got the information. Y'all know I got it. The book gonna be crazy. All right. The RH norm, the golden blood, is characterized by a complete, now listen to this now, a complete absence of all, and I do mean all, a complete absence of all 61 antigens in the RH group system, often resulting from genetic mutations in the RHAG regulatory type, or the RHCE, or the RHD a morph type gene. It is not defined by H, but rather by the lack of RH protein expression completely. They want to say it's the golden blood. Who said that? How is that the golden blood? It doesn't have any antigens of any RH system, not even the Neanderthals. Not even the carcass mountain Neanderthals. What is that? There's people out here, chat. There's people out here walking among us that they not like us. They look like us, eat like us, laugh like us, dance like us, hang out with us, work out like us, have sex like us, get haircuts and stuff like us. But they're not us. They're not us. They're not. They're not us. Look it up. All my stuff is credible. Okay? All my stuff comes from the Red Cross. All my stuff comes from National Mental Health. All my stuff comes from PubMed. All my stuff comes from, you name it, from the articles written by PhD doctors and geneticists. They are not us. All right? They do not have any of the 61 antigens of the human beings, meaning the H antigen, of the H, of the ABO, of the A blood, the B blood. See, if you're white and you're A, you're human. If you're AB and you're white, you're human. If you are of the B bloods and you're white, you're human. Okay? If you the O, you might be human. I'm only playing with you, chat. I'm only playing with you. Shout out for the donations. Shout out for the donations. I'm only playing with you, chat. I'm only playing with you. Just if you want to be sure, take the H antigen test, and then you'll say, "God damn it, I'm human." Motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? If not, you bomb base. Okay? You the bomb base. Okay? So key details about the Rh null. Now listen to this. It lacks the red cells of all Rh antigens. We talking about the D, the big D of Africa, the big C of Africa, of European and all that, the little C of us, the big E of European and Africans, the little C of us, and others. It doesn't have any of us. It indicates a definite fact or direct identity. All right. All right. So the judgment is, it is absolute. It's an absolute fact. Okay. It's an absolute fact, chat. That the Rh nulls are, we don't know. I ain't want to comment on that. I might end up spreading misinformation. A blood, shout out to the humans. I'm just saying, I may be spreading some misinformation if I try to comment on that. I'm gonna leave that alone, okay? All right. So it says equal represents, stands as, is indefinite, considered, deemed, regarded, thought, and we're gonna go with that. So when you hear these words, okay, usage is evaluation is being considered means something is currently under review. Okay, in short, use is to state facts and it is considered to be described opinions or reputation. So make sure you know what these words are saying when they're saying things. Okay, in short, they're gonna try to slip. We're considered, you know what I'm saying? It's considered the human phenotype. Considered means what? Let's find out. Under review. What does considered mean? Assumed. Didn't they just say the Bombay phenotype is considered the human phenotype? And when they talk about that, when we say considered in biology, in genetics, it means assumed. It is assumed, okay? And when we say considered, also means, here it is. When we use the word considered, you gotta use it in genetics, right? It means under current under current review. They don't know. They don't know. They don't know. They don't know, chat. All right. So be careful when you hear some one blood. That's not true. Okay, that's not true, buddy. That's not true, there, buddy. We was deceived again. Okay. Now shout out to my man, but he ain't no evil. Okay. So yes, Neanderthals possessed the RHCE. Now listen to this. The same thing as Africans. See. Same thing as the Africans. The Africans possess the same thing. The first mix. Okay? Rhesus, big C, little c, big E, little e. Alleles. Genetic analysis of Neanderthals remains shows that they carry ancestral large RHCE alleles, as does the Africans. As does the Africans. They are the same. Motherfucker. They the same. Some of Africa don't have no Neanderthal DNA. That's a lie. They lied to us. Oh, everybody got Neanderthal DNA except the Africans. That's a lie. okay, often linked with Rh variants that produce partial Rh antigens. They have the mixtures that we have. I mean, they have mixtures as well as human beings across the planet by mixing back and forth, right? So even the Neanderthals have mixtures from back and forth for the humans, okay? And the antigens change, right? So even they could get a partial antigen from the RHC or the RHE. Even they could get a little bit of human in them, you know what I'm saying, from the O. You know what I'm saying? And that's what happened. These unique, often rare or absent Rh blood types in modern humans suggest low genetic diversity and potential reproductive incompatibility. We talked about that already. And that's going back to the National Institute of Health. There could be only one. The two sisters, I told you about it, right? That's why the Neanderthals are not here. That's why the Caucasians today are barely reproducing, because what happened is, let me tell you what's happening with the Caucasians. The Caucasians have disliked us so much. They're disliking us so much that many of them want to go back and interbreed with themselves. And what they're doing is going back to the Neanderthal ancestry and taking out the H. And they are assimilating. They are not reproducing anymore. Their males are not reproducing. Europe has not had that many babies at all. Look it up. Spain is absolutely having babies last year. Look it up. They are not producing anymore. So go ahead. Go ahead, stay racist. You know what I mean? Go ahead, take yourself out. All those racist ones. Go see you later. Now we already know from earlier in the class that Asia is cloning human beings right now, so they gonna be around forever. Asia cloning human beings right now. They said we got to make ourselves. They fading out too. All right, so they making human beings, and that's a fact. That's not even a joke. That's a fact. Okay. So when we're dealing with that, we know that they are having problems with producing. So the unique Rh profile of the Neanderthals possessed a distinct set of RhD and RhCHE alleles that are rare in modern human populations. Okay. Modern humans don't have that much. That's why they said we have 1 to 2% Neanderthal variances, okay? Because they are coming out of us. We are mixing out of them. We're coming back to the H, okay? That's why you'll hear the Caucasians say we're high in the O. Yeah, thank you. You feel me? So Neanderthals and early human ancestors with type O do not possess A or B antigens on their red blood cells. See, the Neanderthals had O as well. Okay, as type O is defined as the lack of these antigens, genetic studies show Neanderthals had O. Okay, they had A and B types. All right, but individuals with type O had a mutation preventing A or B antigen expressions. Okay, so we know that they didn't have the H antigen, so they could not produce the A or B. But they had a similar type of different mix because they mixed with the denisovans, which they had. So when they mixed with the denisovans, they created different blood types as well. Like I told you, Homo habilis, Homo ringiensis. They started creating different beings themselves. And then them beings in turn mixed with the American Indian, the Native Americans coming in, or the Asiatics coming in. And we are more closer to the Asiatics than we are, of the Siberian caves, than we are of the Caucasus Mountains, the indigenous people, okay? That women are damn near 95%, the women of indigenous so-called original Americans are damn near 95% Asiatic. They're not even American Indians, all right? And the men are carrying the Y chromosome of the in certain groups of the European. So you know what I'm saying? You guys are just claiming to be what we are. You know what I'm saying? And the ancestors and your conquerors went ahead and made it so, all right? Just to take us off the land, all right? So that's okay. We know what happened. So when dealing with no antigens, like modern humans, Neanderthals with the type O groups did not have the A or B antigens, okay? Where Neanderthals had human Rh negative blood. They had the same kind. So when you are A or B, that makes you human, okay? Okay, all my Caucasians in the building. So when you have an A or B, that makes you the human being on the planet, okay? When you have the O, you might have to take that H test. You might have to take the H test. I don't know. You might have to take the H test. I'm just saying. You might have to take that H test. So Japan, they have babies even. I ain't know that. So listen to this. Neanderthals are denisovans. We talk about the Central National Health. Central of Natural Health. Neanderthals and denisovans mixed as well, okay? So Neanderthals and denisovans possessed a unique a rare Rh blood group variant that was not Rh negative. You see, they were not the Rh negatives. They were not us. Okay? But was instead distinct from RH alleles carried by most modern Homo sapiens. While early modern humans, early us, all right, developed new RH variants after leaving Africa. After leaving Africa, we talk about the humans, okay? Neanderthals maintained a separate, low diversity RH profile that was largely incompatible with early humans, potentially causing hemolysis and a condition where red blood cells are destroyed, and they were not having children because the sun was doing something to them. I don't know, you know? They not like they're doing today. The sun doing something. So Neanderthals are generally classified. Now listen to this, chat. And this is the Smithsonian, okay? This is the Smithsonian. You know I got the sites, okay? This is the Smithsonian, so this book gonna be deep, okay? Neanderthals are generally classified as a distinct, separate species. I'm gonna say that again. So I'm saying that from the Smithsonian, okay? They are saying, when we're discussing the genetic origins, blood types of human ancestry, we must understand that the Neanderthals are classified as a distinct, separate species, Homo neanderthalis, rather than a Homo sapien. They're not us. They weren't human. So when you hear me say the non-humans, that's what I meant. Though they are very close relatives, so they say, all right, and evolved from a common ancestor around 5,000, 700,000 years ago. Talking about the coin says people in Africa, the oldest people in Africa that has the Neanderthal variant of the AAO is the coin says people in Africa. That's who they evolved from. Them. That's the ancestor, the H antigen of them. All right, that's our ancestor. That's how they make that. That's where they started. When they became human, when they became modern humans, it was with the coin says people of South Africa, I believe that is. All right, the first mix happened there. Okay, they say 500, 7,100 years ago. Okay, the first mix started there. All right, so where? Let me answer that question. My doctor took my DNA. I got mine from the doctor. I didn't need excavate, Xkavae. I got mine from my doctor. See, I didn't have to go to Ancestry. My doctor took mine. And he only gave me one place. They didn't give me 16 different places. Now, my children did do Ancestry.com, and we all linked up in America. And they did find we had great grandfathers of American Indian Y chromosome, which because my children didn't believe me either. When I came and told them I was American Indian, they ain't believe me. So my doctor, if you just got in the chat, but I'll tell you the story. I got sick a while back. I'll show you some medicine right now, nigga. I got sick a while back, right? And they didn't know how to treat me. They thought I was African. So they would treat me all kind of messed up when I was dying, basically. So then they had me sign a paper so they could take my DNA sequence so they could know what's going on. They came in and said, Mr. Orr, you are not black. You are, your father was from the island of Jamaica, going back as far as we could go back. And if I'm not black, and that which means African ancestry, and I'm not Caucasian, what was I? I'm not Asian, what was I? Okay, so at the end of the day, my mother been telling me that I was American Indian. I ain't believe her. But when the doctor told me that I was an Indian, and they put on my chart, American Indian / Alaska Native, there it is. All right, so I started this mission way back then, okay? That was in 2012, all right? So that's how I knew, and I told my children they did the ancestry thing. They didn't find out. This what they like to do. They like to say, oh, we got African ancestry, which I do because my mother's father is from Nigeria, right? So I'm 41% African because of my mother. All right, but the rest of my DNA is American Indian. My Y chromosome comes from my father, which comes from the Americas first, of the Tutashia Amaru, right? Thus said them, I'm the royal blood. That's what they said, right? Right? So anyway, long story short, what I want to say to all you people right now, when they tell you you're from Africa, why they can't tell you the ancestor that you could call? Because when they tell you from America, they give you your cousin, your auntie, your distant uncle. They give you the names of the people who you belong to, right? When you take ancestry, right? They give you the name of the people that you can find in America. You can call them up. You can actually say, yo, do you know we cousins? And they show you your white cousins, your black cousins. They show you, oh, the mother was white. They show you, right? Then why would they tell you you're from Africa? They don't never show you nobody that you can contact. They never show you nobody that you can contact directly. Why is that? Think about that. All right, so let's keep going. While some researchers argue they could be classified. By the way, letter M, don't forget the mounds right there on my palms. My palms show it all. Okay, don't forget the mounds and the pyramids on the palms. Okay, that's my palms. I didn't make that up. You see them pyramids right there? You don't see them two pyramids right there? You don't see them too? You don't see them too? You don't see those. You don't see the equator, right? Going through it, you don't see that. You don't see that. Let me help y'all. I got it on both hands. You don't see those. All right, so let's keep going. While some researchers argue they could be classified as a subspecies, the Neanderthals are not us, okay? Because they interbred, most evidence points to them being a distinct branch. Evidence my eyes, they can't prove it. They were not O negative, so therefore they were not us. They were separate species, and they could be only one, okay? And we know now that people are carrying monkey gene. How they get it? I thought apes couldn't. I thought humans couldn't mix with apes. We just found out that we got lamb, sheep, cow, dog. So humans can mix with any of the fuck thing, especially the women, especially the melanated woman. She can make anything, an alien, goddamn it, if he got her pregnant. You ever seen the movie Species? It can happen. So therefore, you don't have to be the same species as human, the same species to make a baby with us. Don't play that game. They tried to play the game, said we got a similar ape ancestor. How is that when the O negatives exist and we do not have ape at all? That was a lie right there. You feel me? So they just trying to include themselves and trying to include themselves in the gene pool, and that's okay because y'all guys mix with the people from Africa. The ancient H, and y'all mixed them up, and now they something else. Okay, they're not us. All right. So unique Rh alleles, and this is coming from the National Institute of Health. I didn't do it. All right. So the unique Rh alleles, Neanderthals possess a rare variant, the RHD0304, and the RACE, which the Africans have today. The Africans have the RACE today. Neanderthal, but they want to tell you they don't have no Neanderthal. That's a lie. When they openly admit that the coin cells are the oldest, and they are AAO. You feel me? So that's the bunk right there. All right. So no generic Rh positive or Rh negative. They did not have the same modern Rh positive or Rh negative that we have today. Okay. Incompatibility risk. This unique blood type was often incompatible with the antigens found in the humans and with the Denisovans, okay? Which could have triggered maternal fetal incompatibility and hemolytic disease of the newborn when interbreeding occurred. And this is why they can't find the Y chromosome of the Neanderthals today. They cannot find the Y chromosome of the Neanderthals. They only can find the X of the hominid Neanderthal woman. You know why? Because the father could not reproduce. It was the male of the human being who reproduced with the one that made the two sisters, and then somehow they got wiped out. We don't know how it happened. Okay, what was it? The son? Did the son wipe out there? Because you know if your scrotum get too hot, your reproduction organ is gonna have some problems. Okay, so when we dealing with that, we gotta understand that they were separate species. Okay, they were separate species. So I think we covered it all. Okay, here we go. We did cover it all. Get down to the meat rack. We're going to Stanford Medical University, right? There it is. I got the site for you, chat. This book gonna be deep. Stanford Medical University. That's the site. And what they're saying, we have found no Neanderthal Y chromosome in the modern human. Find it for yourself, goddammit. Find it for yourself. Find it for yourself. So the next time you say we got white daddies, you better check yourself at the door, man. Next time you say we got white daddies, check yourself before you wreck yourself. Ain't no white daddies in us. Ain't no white daddies. They ain't got no. Ain't no white chromosome in us. Ain't no white chromosome. Ain't no white chromosome. Just the mama. Just the X or the hominid. Type bipedal, whatever. Stanford University. Stanford Medical University, that is. All right? They the one make the doctors, okay? They do not find the Y chromosome in modern humans. They do not find the Y chromosome of the Neanderthals in people today. So how is the hell you trying to say that we got white daddies? You know, who's that dude? Gates? Gates, you lied, Gates. You lied, Gates. So that Dr. Gates who's trying to say most of us got European daddies, you lied, Gates. Henry Gates, you was a liar, okay? Because the Stanford Medical School says no, they don't. The Stanford Medical School says no, they don't. Stanford Medical School and other places like the National Institute of Health say that Neanderthal Y chromosome is not found in modern humans today. So how the hell we got Neanderthal daddies? How the hell we got white daddies? That is an MCR1 human being. That's an MCR1 human being. Just to let you know. Just to let you know. The Eve gene. Just to let you know. Even if Neanderthal daddies were the ones mating with the human mommies, their Y chromosome didn't make it to the present day of a few specific reasons. Even if they did do it, we know they probably got some in. The two sisters, we know what happened, right? But they got wiped out. They made daughters. So you see, two sisters. They made daughters, not sons. They did not pass the Y. Okay? So they found two Neanderthal sisters. Okay? So it says immune rejection from the Stanford University. Credible site. Hold on. This book gonna be crazy. I got the receipts. I got the receipts. All right. So from Stanford University, immune rejection. Research from Stanford University suggests that the Neanderthal Y chromosome contained genes that triggered an immune response in modern mothers. She rejected those babies. This likely caused her body to miscarry male hybrids. So that means we did it. Because we were already negatives. And they ain't had no Rogaine shots back then. See my lip? They didn't have no Rogaine shots back then. They didn't have. Can I get a donation for that, chat? Can I get a donation if we prove that we ain't got no white daddies? Can I get a donation? God damn it. Can I get a donation for that? Come on, chat. Somebody got to show me some love for that. We don't got no white daddies, God damn it. I repeated for a donation. I repeated Sister Soul for a donation. I repeated for a donation. Shout out to the donations. All right, I got you. So wait, I'm gonna go back a little bit more. I'm gonna go back a little bit more. I'm gonna go back just a little bit more for sister, okay? All right, let me see where I'm going. All right, here we go. We're gonna go right here. Correct. They say we have found, cause I said this. I was banging out with AI Google. You know that, right? So it says you are correct. We have found no Neanderthal Y chromosomes in modern humans. That's the Stanford Medical University. Stanford Medical University, okay? And then we double down. We're going to double down again. It says, even if Neanderthal daddies were the ones mating with the human mommies, their Y chromosome didn't make it to the present day. A few specific reasons. That's natural into health, right? The immune rejection. Researchers from Stanford University. We're going to go there again. Stanford Medical and Stanford University, okay? They're both saying, don't leave now. Don't leave. I see y'all leaving. Y'all getting mad. We done lost a few. All right, it's all right. Go ahead then. Go ahead. The truth will set you free. All right? So it says, from Stanford University, suggests that Neanderthal Y chromosome contained genes that triggered an immune response in the O negative women. You know what it is, hemolytic disease. All right, and modern human mothers, which proves we were the O negatives. And the black woman wasn't having you. So Eve gene? Y'all tried to slide that in there. How about Adam gene? Chat, how about the Adam gene? According to Stanford University, according to Stanford Medical Center, the Adam gene. It was the Adam gene that did it, okay? Not the Eve gene. Now, y'all always trying to be on top. Y'all always trying to say y'all was first. Nope, it was us. You just looked it up? All right, see? Shout out to the chat. Y'all know I got the receipts. Now give me a donation for that receipt right there. Give me a donation for that receipt. I'm talking to you. The fox is mine. Give me a one. Heart me. Do something. Follow the channel. You looked it up. That it was. You looked it up. Shout out to you for looking it up. I see this is the smartest chat. I told you. This is the smartest chat in TikTok when it comes to the ABO blood group. And the Neanderthal is not our daddy. All right? We may have Neanderthal genome, but that is because of the mother. All right? That is because of the mother. Adam's gene is the O negative male. You're looking at him right now. Thus said my doctor. The melanated male. The Tuchashi. The Almec. The ancient African. The ancient European. The ancient Australian. The ancient everywhere. The ancient Asian. The H antigen. That's who the Adam gene is. The O. Got it? All right? Shout out for, give me a donation for the O. All right? So here we go. So now you know. So next time somebody say, oh, you got some white in you. I may got that white mama. But not my daddy, bitch. Because most people on the planet either have a African H or American Indian H, but it still remains the H. And they were and has always been melanated. The reason why you became white today is because the MCR1 or the SL145A or the SL14542. I may be saying a little bit different, but that's what it is. I can look that up and I can find that too. That's why the skin turned white, because Neanderthals weren't white. They had different colors like we did. The mixing of us created them to be white. Albinism, something like that, right? The albinos are the ancient mix, and it, have it years, and you know how it go down, evolution, right? So for all my naysayers, yeah, you're not the daddies, okay? You're not our daddies. So get your head off your shoulders. That was nose in the air, all that. Take your nose out the air. Take your nose out the air. Not the daddy. You ever seen that commercial with the dinosaurs, that cartoon back in the day? Not my daddy. Not my daddy. Make sure you follow the channel for Not My Daddy. We got 5,700 in the chat, man. Can we make it to 60,000? Can we make it to 60,000 in the chat? Not my daddy. Come on, hit that screen for Not My Daddy. Come on now. How long they been saying, oh, blacks got European, they're mixed? Not the daddy. Thus says Stanford University. Thus says Red Cross. Thus says National Institute of Health. Not the daddy. You fucking son of a bitch. and here goes Jay Elliott. Oh, we all come from the Eve gene. Stop that right now. You come from the Adam gene. You better stop lying right now. You don't want to give us the power. The only reason why you're white today because of the MCR1. And Maury be trying to say that shit too. Get out of here, man. They're trying to put themselves over top of us again. They want to give it to the woman and not the man. Cut it out. It was us. It was us. All right? Thus says Stanford. That's one of the strongest. Thus says National Institute of Health. And everybody else we could point to. All right? So actually, Neanderthals had many hominid ancestors. Had to handle that. Actually, Neanderthals had many hominid ancestors. And like I told you, yeah, I was on the phone and had to answer the phone, chat. Sorry about that, chat. I was on the phone. So listen to this, chat. We had 60,000 in the chat. Shit, let's go to 100. Fuck it. Listen to this, chat. Now, I told you that the X of the mother of the Neanderthal that we mixed with had an ancestral 8X hominid gene. So we do know that the Neanderthals were hominids. Okay? We know you were the monkey types. And this is the reason why we're going to do this, right? You the reason why we got the monkey chain on that motherfucker today. And all you Africans talking that shit too. Oh, y'all white, da-da-da. Bitch. Scooby chat. I don't want to get out of place. I don't want the lie to get restricted, okay? But stop disrespecting us, okay? Stop disrespecting us. All right, because you guys over there mess with the white women too. We be seeing y'all. We be seeing y'all in America messing with them white women. You the reason why too. All right? Before you try to blame us. You the reason why too. Your children got the white in them too. All right? From the woman. Not from the father. All right? So cut that out right now. Am I still freezing, chat? I know it's a lot to take in. That's why your main man SV is here to give you the information. That's why I'm the king of this shit. All right? And y'all got the articles. So I can't say SV lying. Okay? So it says, think of it this way. Neanderthals and modern humans are like cousins. The cousins? I keep telling y'all the cousins. We didn't come from them. We didn't. Shout out to the Australian man, or Australian medical. Shout out to Australian medical. We didn't come from them. Okay? And they didn't come from us. But we both shared the same grandparents, meaning the mixtures. All right? When we took their daughters, for them taking our daughters didn't have a baby, but their daughters did. Some of them, the two sisters. And they didn't have no males. We didn't have no males. We had girls. So the Y did not get passed down. But ours did. So, ladies and gentlemen, It's all good, ladies and gentlemen. So key facts about Neanderthal ancestry. Let's take it out. Let's take it out with a bang. Humans made mounds in America. And the mounds are older than the Egyptian pyramids. Bitch! Let's get it right there from Live Science right there. Live Science, nigga. Humans, the age. You see the mound right? Do you see it? Do you see? I know you see. I know you see it. I know you see it. I know you see. I know you see it. Let me show you another one. Hold on. Hey, well, hold on. Check this out. I got two right here. One right there. You see that one? That's just like Egyptian. If you look at the pyramids in Egypt, you got one right here and one in the back. I know you see it. If y'all built the pyramids over there, why y'all not still building pyramids? Why y'all not building pyramids? Thank you for the galaxy moderator. I appreciate you. Why y'all not still building pyramids today? Yo, can y'all shoot me some donations for the pyramids today? Come on, I know. Thank you for the galaxy. I appreciate it. Thank you for the galaxy moderator. God damn it, thank you for the galaxy. At least the moderator showing us. I know y'all gotta show me some love for that, chat. Come on, hit me with the follow, chat. Hit me with the follow. Come on with the bullshit, chat. Hit me with the follow. All right, make sure you hit the fan club. All it takes is 1 cent. 1 cent for the fan club. All right, and join the ABO family of Amerindians. You know what I'm saying? If you want to support the channel, you know how you got to do it. All right, help me reach my channel goals. We at 63,200 in the chat. Keep tapping that screen, share this video. I love y'all for hanging in there. We almost finished. This is the strongest chat in TikTok, the most knowledgeable chat when it comes to the ABO. So nobody's going to be able to tell you nothing different. When them Africans try to say, oh, you African, you're going to smoke them with the knowledge. When them white people try to come in, you got white daddies, you're going to smoke them with the knowledge. All right, we are the American Indians, a.k.a. the 2 type C of the Omega Y chromosome. And 37% of African American, a.k.a. the Black Negro American Indians, carry the Y chromosome of the ancient American Indian. Thank you for the gifts. Thus said the National Institute of Health. Thus said the main SFA. And you can cite me because I got PhDs writing dissertations on my knowledge right now and citing the information. Ladies and gentlemen, I got BAs and MAs writing up my books right now. Shout out to those who give donations in the chat. All right? Shout out to the donations in the chat. Let's finish it off for the mound builders. Let's finish it off for the mound builders. All right? Humans, we know who humans are now, right? The H antigen. Okay? Not the Asiatics. Oh, the Asiatics. You gotta thank you for the paw. Thank you for that. Thank you for that panther claw. Thank you for that panther claw. I appreciate you. Humans of the H antigen, the American Indians. I don't want to hear no Asiatics. I don't want to hear no Native Americans. I don't want to hear no about no indigenous. That we don't belong to no haplogroup. You do because you mix with us, not the other way around. We can't find your Y chromosomes on our damn chromosome line as a 22. What you talking about? Who's your daddy? I know you see it. I know you see it. Bitch. I'm sorry, I had to get a little amp, chat. Sorry, chat. I know teachers ain't supposed to use profanity. But sometimes I get happy when my chat understands the truth. Sometimes I get happy when the knowledge is revealed. I get happy when the class stay full. We got 6,600 in the chat. Y'all help me reach my channel goals. Y'all shout off. I got what? Shout out for the donations. You feel me? I'm dancing over here, chat. And when y'all leave the class today, your IQ don't went all the way up to 130 when it comes to the ABO blood groups and the mixtures of the Neanderthals. So the next time I say you from Africa, say, shut your ass up. Shut your ass up. You don't know what you're talking about. And cite them to SFA. Or matter of fact, cite them to this video. Or matter of fact, grab the book and use the book as a site. You feel me? Because we going to get the book done, chat. We going to get it done. And then that book can be cited by your main SFA who's qualified because I am the original royal blood. Thus saith the white doctors. Thus saith the white doctors. All right? Thus saith the doctors. I ain't had to go to Ancestry. I did it through my doctors. Nigga, bitch, why you think they got me in motherfucking shit? Look at this shit, motherfucking shit. Motherfucker. They got me on some special shit. I'm gonna tell you, chat, when I be in the hospital, they gotta come peek at me, chat. They be like, they'll open the door, literally. Let me tell you what they do. Literally, look, I don't care what it look like. Looks are deceiving. And again, I'm going to tell you, the H antigen was all over the world. We don't look like them. They look like us. And we don't look like us. They look like we look like together, bitch. It's the H antigen you seeing in me, not the person, the genetics of what you are seeing. So you can't call me this or that because I'm over here and I'm the O negative. And Africa will never tell you that the O negative blood type is from Africa first. They will tell you from the Braka state of Nigeria that it is from the American phenotype. Don't try to play me, boy. Don't try to play me, boy. Don't try to come in with that rhetoric. You don't want to come at me with that rhetoric. I'm the one, okay? I'm the one. Now let me tell you something. I do got 41% African, because my mother is an African. Don't get it twisted now. And her mother is a Cherokee Indian. Let me show you her mother. Her mother's mother. Hold on. Let me get it out. Hold on, I like doing this. Hold on, chat. I like doing it. For all my Africans, I like doing it. Where is that? Oh, what? Let me find my grandmother. Hold on, chat. Let me find my grandmother right quick. Grandma, where you at? Here you go. My great-great-grandmother, nigga. Cherokee, nigga. On my mother's side. So, yeah, she got African. But she ain't fully African. She got the X. All right? She got the X. She got the Y of Africa, but she ain't going to pass that down because she didn't pass it down to me. Thank you very much. She passed the Y of my father, was American Indian. And she passed the X of my great-grandmother. All right? Of my great-great-grandmother. All right? So before you come at me with that bullshit, trying to exalt yourself, go ahead and eat some of that cocoa, or what you call the fufu, which came from America anyway. All right? Which came from America anyway. All right? So go ahead and eat that, which came from America anyway. All right? So now, according to life science and according to anywhere else you want to go, the humans made mounds in America, and they are older than the Egyptian pyramids because indigenous pre-agricultural societies in the Mississippi Valley began creating massive ceremonial earthquakes as long as 11 to 20,000 years ago. Who you think you playing with? Who you think you playing with? The X is for the she. The she is, hold on. Talking about the Tutashi, the Amaru. Hold on. Let me show you who the she is. Let me show you the she. Look this up when you get a chance. The Olmec, nigga. The Olmec. The Olmec is the she. The Olmec is the she. XI. The Olmec is the X. The Olmecs. See them X's? What you talking about? What you talking about? I got X's everywhere. And I got the mounds. Well, then, if you got the X too, good. You come from us. You come from the human beings, okay? Now, there you go. I told you the human beings was in Africa. I told you the human beings was in Europe. I told you the human beings was in Australia. I told you the human beings was in Asia. I told you the human beings was all over the world before we started mixing with them things, them cousins, okay? And when you look at the sheep, look who I look like. Let me get out the way. Who I look like, Jack? Who I look like, Jack? Who I look like, Jack? Who I look like? Yeah. You already know. We ain't got to brag about it. That's right, I'm the descendants of the mound builders. That's why there are no more pyramids being built today. You like the voice? I had to do the voice. Let's keep going, Jack. It's just too good. It's good. We going out with a bang. So the next time somebody try to tell you who you ain't, just go ahead to exit. Remember, this live is going to be over in this channel right here. All right? I'm going to probably drop it like maybe 2-3 days, sometimes 5 days. All right? The X means you come from the original humans. That's what it means. You come from the human beings, not the hominid, not the goddamn Neanderthal, not the Denisovans. You come from the H antigen, no matter what you look like today. Okay? You clear? You clear on that? You come from the human beings. Okay? So let's go. The humans made mounds in the Americas and are older than the Egyptian pyramids because indigenous, aka the American Amerindians, pre-agricultural societies in Mississippi. Now I want to say, don't say indigenous because they're going to try to put you to Asia. They'll try to slap you to Asia. I want you to say the Amerindian when you're searching this up. The Amerindian of the O negative blood. The Amerindians of the O. You got to be specific because AI going to try to play you, okay? The Mississippi Valley began creating massive ceremonial earthworks as early as 11 to 20,000 years ago. Thousands of years before stone-based centralized civilizations built Egyptian pyramids. Thousands of years. Thousands of years. Thousands. Okay? Thousands. You got to throw a donation to find out what you want to know. Now, I can't stop for you unless you're part of the ABO family. That's the rules over here. If you're part of the ABO family, then I can stop for you. But until you become part of the ABO family, you really ain't got no ranking in here. I'm sorry. It's just one of my rules. All my ABO family knows that. Everybody in my chat know that. All right? So here we go. Somebody in the chat probably can tell you. Just ask the chat. Ask the chat. All right? Thousands of years before stone-based civilizations built Egyptian pyramids, these early hunter-gatherer structures arose. Now they're going to say hunter-gatherers. You gotta let them do it. You gotta let them do it, right? From a local community organization rather than needing agriculture to exist first. Okay? So they saying we hunted before we had to do fruits and shit. I don't know about that because my doctor said that I'm supposed to be eating fruits and vegetables. I'm supposed to be primarily fruits, actually. My doctor said I'm supposed to become a fruitarian. Okay? I'm supposed to be eating nothing but fruits and fish. Actually, but I don't be listening. You know I love that chicken because I was already destroyed already. They done got me hooked on that bird from Europe. from Africa, the fowl, something like that. I already hooked on the bird. You know what I'm saying? I'm supposed to be eating fish. I'm supposed to be eating fish and berries, goddammit, and fruits. You know, papayas and shit. You know what I mean? I'm supposed to be eating them type shits. You know, ferns and shit. But you know what? I was destroyed as most of us was. I was destroyed as most of us was. I wasn't supposed to eat no goddamn bread. I wasn't supposed to eat no damn bread. That's why I fuck my sugar up because buying that shit. So all you old negatives, stay from bread, goddamn it. Eat it, but don't eat it, all right? You got me? Eat something, but make sure if you're going to eat it, make sure it's kosher, okay? And don't eat it all the time. If you're going to eat it, be cautious because it's going to spike your blood sugar and you might get diabetes, all right? No, the spelling of Amerindian. All you got to do is take the Amaru, right? The Amaru, the A-M-E-R, and put the Indian. That's it. Amerindian. That's it. The Amaru Indian. That's it. The Amaru Indian. That's what it is. All right? So here we go. Now, I think we at the end. So prevalence and ancestry. While some genetic evidence shows an almost identical rare RET variant, and modern-day Aboriginal Australians and Papua New Guinea and Paponians suggested limited interbreeding, it is largely absent in the rest of the modern human population. National Institute of Health. So they're saying some of the Neanderthals are over there too, but not that much. Okay? So the Australians, they got the H2. All right? So that's going to be a book. Y'all see that book? Oh, yeah, that book. Y'all going to need this one. Y'all going to need this one, Chad. I got a new voice out now. Y'all gonna need this book right here, cause this is the evidence that nobody can defeat. Not even the scholars gonna defeat this evidence, cause they writing dissertations on your main essay right now. They got me in the National Institute right now. Not me, but my genetics, my study. I'm two of the originals. They did it from the hospital. When I'm at the hospital, they be peeking in. Can we take a peek? They'll ask me, can we come in and take a peek? They just want to look at me. They just want to look at me. Yo, the head doctors just want to look at me. They were like, oh, we like her smile. No. Oh, look at him. He's happy. What the fuck? She got good gums. They be... Chat, they can't believe that Adam Jean is in the building. The people from India, the doctors from India, she came in and she sat down, they all around me and shit. I be feeling a little weird though, but they be all around me and shit. She be like, you know your creation, right? I mean, we're all creation, but you are the creation. You know you're not, are you checking your blood sugar? Are you know you're supposed to be eating fruit. They want me to stay alive. They trying to study me, goddammit. They want to make me, goddammit. Don't leave, though. Don't go look at it yet. I'm going to stay into the chat. Y'all can look at it when I leave. We almost done. They're going to miss out on the rest. Y'all going to look at it. Y'all going to miss out on the rest. Y'all going to miss out on the rest. Where you going? About to leave? Oh, okay. All right, chat. I know y'all going to check out the information. Now. All right, so bottom line, ladies and gentlemen. Bottom line, I think we're done here. Bottom line, I want you to understand that we do not come from Neanderthal daddies. Now, we may have some of that Neanderthal mama, or the X, in our genome because of the mixtures, all right? But they cannot find a Y chromosome in our ancestry at all living today, okay? And also in the African American black community, they cannot find, they do not find too much of the Asian Y chromosomes, maybe 1%. And we got videos covering that as well. And we do find that the Moors been over here doing some bullshit, that we got a high prevalence of African Y chromosomes in our DNA. All right, but we do but when you do have a Y chromosome from Africa, all right, that means you have an X from America. So it's both ways. If you have the Y from America, then you have the X from Africa if you do not have European in your DNA, which I don't. And if you have the Y from Africa, then you have the X from America. That's why a lot of y'all say, my grandmother. That's why a lot of y'all say, my grandmother. And that's why I always say, Indians and Africans first. Because we were the first on the planet to do it, ladies and gentlemen. We were the first on the planet to do it. So if you would like to follow the channel, I'm going to give you a few seconds to go ahead and do that. Hey, can I get my theme music to take me out? If you would like to support the fan club, I'm going to give you a little time to do that. If you want to come up and maybe say something in retrospect, I'm going to give you time to do that. If you like to donate and support the channel, I'm going to give you time to do that. But other than that, we're going to take it out with the theme song. Old Negative in the building. Shout out to the Old Negatives. All right? The Old Negatives of the Histo Blood Group and the Old Negatives of the Original Ancient Blood Group. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to the ABO family. Let's take it out, y'all. Ladies and gentlemen, now you know who it is. Your main man SFA with the pyramid builders, the mound builders. You got it here first. Don't forget the name. Don't forget the channel. Tell your daughters, tell your sons to find out what their blood type is. Tell your mothers to find out what their blood type is. Learn if you're from the ancient ones or not. And if you're not, go back to the ancient. If you're from an African American blood group, know you have the Y of the American Indian or the Y of Africa first. Know you have the X of the American Indian or you have the X of Africa first. You do not have the Y of the Neanderthal daddy. It is a myth, ladies and gentlemen. You may have the genome of the mothers today. You may have the monkey gene of the hominid ghost from Africa, but you do not start with the damn Neanderthal. You never did, and the Neanderthals never started with the old negative blood type. It is and has always been the melanated man. On that note, I'm going to take it out with my theme song. Thank everybody for coming in. I want to thank everybody for hanging out with me. I want to thank everybody for the donations. I want to thank everybody for encouraging me to write this book. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to know your main man SFA is always coming to you and saying, hey, I'm only human, of flesh and blood. Amen. Thank everybody for hanging in. 70,000 in the chat. Yeah. Human, born to make mistakes. I'm getting hoarse. I love y'all. Y'all make sure y'all stay tuned for the next video. And I'm gone.